All right, everyone, we are back with another episode of Speedruns from the Crypt. This week, though, we're getting a little bit more, invaded in a sense. I can definitely see something's not quite normal on my end of things, but I think we'll be all right. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Anyway, though, at the end of April every year, we celebrate Alien Day, which is the celebration of the Aliens franchise, because the planet the aliens come from is 426. Oh, this is on 428, so I guess it doesn't really add that much to it, but it's still a festive time to celebrate the game of Alien Isolation, which is one of the best horror games out there. We'll talk about more in a moment, but first I do just want to say that if you want to know any information on any of our Hotfix shows, this is available on gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. And from there, you can find information about submitting runs and just all the information for our weekly shows. Anyway, this week we're going to be looking into Alien Isolation and the horrors of deep space as we get into the festive spirit of Alien Day. We'll be joined by Nico Hart running Alien Isolation, but this week we're going to be having a slightly different twist. We're going to be driving you in a very different way and kind of just steering in directions that you might not be familiar with in the realm of speedrunning. I'll kind of let Nico explain this, but anyway, here's Nico Hart with Alien Isolation.
Hey everybody, how are we doing? My name is Nico Hart. I'm a full-time partnered UK variety streamer, speedrunner, and steering wheel speedrunner. So, me and my friend here, Pal Dizzy, this is a steering wheel. That is right, we are actually going to be playing Alien Isolation with a steering wheel. So, preliminaries before we do anything. First off, I am joined by commentary by my good friend Atreus. He is also on, I think it was it last year's SGDQ? For doing, was it No CC? But please tell us a bit more about yourself, Trey.
Yeah, hey, majestic SGD cat. As Nico introduced me, my name is Drex. I did the No CC Alien run for regular keyboard and mouse, SGDQ 2020. And yeah, I love speedruns. I also love just kind of variety games on Twitch every now and again. And yeah, so what Nico's about to explain is a really cool run.
The puns have already started, oh god. So
they have.
No, it's only going to get better. It is only going to get better. So, preliminary requirements for this run. We are using the software WASD for this specific steering wheel because this steering wheel is recognized as an Xbox 360 controller. Xbox 360 controller remap into keyboard and mouse. We are going to be using this as the mouse to turn left and right, and then everything else is accordingly profiled. We are running this game in Italian, which is 30 seconds faster of a language pack. The subtitles are in English. We figured out recently that French is technically faster by about 1 second or so, but some of the runners prefer Italian, so I've just kind of stuck with it. And I'm running this at 275 frames per second. It's advised usually to either run between 140 to 275, and we could pull off some cool PC strats with this as well at this frame rate here. I think that is most of the preliminaries. Is there anything that we need to say, Dre?
Yeah, this is nightmare mode, guys. This is the hardest difficulty in the game. This difficulty actually wasn't released when the game was released. It was released as a patch because enough people mentioned, God, we need the game harder. And it's just because, you know, people like us are on the same page of like, yeah, we need this game harder. So this is not only with Alien Isolation, a hard game with a wheel, but also nightmare difficulty. And some of the traits of nightmare difficulty, Nico, you're welcome to cut me off.
Yeah. So I should probably go into a little bit more about the actual category that we're doing. Excuse me. So this is nightmare, no major glitches. No major glitches means that you can't do any of the major glitches, which are psycho running, which is basically silent running. You can't peek grab. You can't do any sort of like crouch clipping, which is like basically crouch clipping through doors. It's a fun run doing that, but we can't do any of those major glitches, so we almost play the game as intentional with a bit of manipulation for the AI of the xenomorphs, and I think from that we are pretty much good to go. So let's get this game up and running, shall we? I'll give you guys a countdown very shortly. There's going to be 2 little wheels in the bottom right corner of the game. On the second one, when it ends, I'll call time for it regardless. That's when time will be. Not novice. Nightmare.
A little bit different. I'd have to change the category.
Yeah, I'm
Don't be going weak on us
tomfoolery.
now, Nico.
All right,
Game time.
Okay, so we're going to get ready. So this is not the first counted one. 1, 2. So time starts now. So everybody, welcome. Welcome
It begins, my friends. It begins,
guys. Welcome to Alien Isolation. So just a little bit of backlore before we do anything. We are Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter from obviously the movies of Alien and the lore and stuff. We are on our way to Sevastopol because we're trying to find sort of like a flight recorder to give some sort of indication to what exactly happened with our mother. Why she is now no longer in our lives, because like she was on a vessel beforehand and now no longer can be found. Did you want to go in a little bit of some more lore, Dre?
Absolutely, yes. So this is what was covered in the cutscenes that we skipped just a bit ago. Like Nico said, like Nico said, we're Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter, and this is placed about 14 or 15 years after the original Alien movie. Right, in the original Alien movie, the Nostromo went missing, and the crash log, or the black box for the Nostromo was then found just recently by a ship known as the Anisadora. And they stopped at Sevastopol Station, and that's where it currently lives. So Samuels gets Amanda Ripley, who thinks she's done with these types of trips, and convinces her, hey, you can get closure on your mother. We found the flight recorder. Oh my gosh, it took us 15 years, but we're ready. Anyway, Nico, go ahead. You just did a pretty cool glitch right there.
So essentially what we just did there is a dialogue skip. So imagine that you're gonna be walking into a plane of audio like we just did there. And once you leave that plane of that area, it thinks that you're done with the conversation. So essentially skips it. It's a dialogue skip. It's very essential for this bit here. Like, you can save a lot of time doing this in mission 1. And you've got 3 interactions. Well, actually 4 interactions. This one you have to wait for the first bit of dialogue to finish.
Non è abituata ai lunghi viaggi.
Yep, so the way that this works is that
Non l'ho vista. Vado a vedere.
you start the dialogue, and then you come back in, and you actually have to finish the objective before the next part goes. So you just saw it pop up above. I'm a little behind here, but it said speak to Samuels, objective complete. Now we're good to go. Now Samuels is ready for once we finish talking to Taylor. Ultimately, you have to finish talking to both of these guys before you can finish off the mission.
There we go.
So actually,
speak to Taylor.
Quick question.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
So you guys mentioned earlier that Nightmare is like a whole new difficulty made, and there's gonna be some like changes from the regular ones.
Absolutely.
What exactly does Nightmare entail more so than like hard mode or anything else?
This is where the fun bit comes in. No HUD, no health bars. So that way you can't tell if you're running out of bullets. Well, I think you can when you're running out of bullets, but you can't tell what your health is at any single point. You have to guesstimate, and obviously with it being Nightmare, damage intake is a much more fierce. A single revolver could kill you immediately. There's different damage values that have been designated and figured out by the community, so we use those damage values to basically configure, well, not configure, but try to actually understand what the how much damage we're taking in a moment. The loot RNG is just non-existent. We have to be very, very specific with where we're looting, because essentially we need to try to have the amount of loot to craft certain items. By the way, we're going to press E on this document. Quickly skip the cutscene because we don't need to watch cutscenes. They don't count for in-game time. I mean, they do count for in-game time, sorry, so we have to skip them. And I think the Xenomorph is just a lot more fierce as well. It's it runs on 2 AIs, which is obviously hearing and I think it's visual as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 AIs. We can get into that in a bit to cover the lore that we just. So we just skipped another cutscene.
Sorry,
and this one is a bit essential if you don't know what's going on in the story here. So also we just finished up mission 1. So what happened when we skipped that cutscene is that we are on Sevastopol Station now. So we started going. Now it is important to note that the Torrens, the spaceship we were on, does not have the correct link up to get onto Sevastopol Station in a normal sense. So we had to go via a tag, basically a big spacewalk. Space being hooked up by a sketchy cable. It's not a good situation.
Yeah.
To get onto the station, and of course a flying piece of debris because Sevastopol was falling apart, hit our tether, flung all of us and our crew, both Taylor and Samuels, we got pulled in by the artificial gravity and we got split up. So now we're by ourselves. We had to crawl in the station like by hand. It was not a pretty sight. So yeah, we're just trying to find our friends, contact the Torrens, try and find something, right?
Exactly.
But yeah.
I mean, it's not a very comforting thing, like spiraling in the vastness of space, because essentially, if there's nothing to stop us, then we're going to go continuously into space. So we're going to catch up a little bit about what we're going to be doing. So you saw us like crouch before we went into the vent, right? That actually helps us just here. Kind of is a little bit of a dialogue skip. Oh no, tutorial skip, where you basically would learn how to crouch. So that actually helps us to get through there quicker. Now, again, RNG for loot is terrible. Like, it's basically non-existent. So there could have been a bit of loot there. There's not anymore. So literally any sort of loot that you see about, loot it, because it will help you down the line. So next thing that we're going to be doing now is re-engaging power to this area, because essentially what we have to do, I kind of said this like when we were practicing with Dre the other day, is that this game is a lot about alternative route finding.
It really is, yeah.
It really is, if you think about it. So we have to re-engage power to actually get to the next area.
Somehow every other entity in this game can get through the game just fine. Like, the alien, also known as Steve, by the way, can just hop into whatever vent he cares about and just go wherever he wants to. It's kind of unfair, but meanwhile, we are stuck. We have to figure out exactly how to get through. There's just like one door that has to be open because somebody left the key code in the terminal. It's a bit hectic. Really,
also, the alien's name is Steve.
Yes.
Yes. So that's been a speedrunner community influence name. I think it was Psychohypnotic and a few others who kind of like designated the name of Steve, and it's just stuck with many years later, basically.
Yep, it's. I mean, once you deal with Steve enough, you do start to fall in love with him. I can't explain it. It's just he starts turning like he becomes really cute, right? He starts scary, and then the double mouse. It's like twice the kisses, twice the love. You know.
pat to Xenomorph. So again, re-engaging power, trying to find alternative routes, easy peasy. And what we need to do now is also grab this flare. These flares here are important because we do need them for like specific mission like usage, basically. And again, constantly finding alternative routes. And I can explain a little bit of a strategy that we're going to be doing very, very shortly. So coming up in a second is we're going to be looking through the metal grating here to basically open up the vent early. So you see where it says open vent? As long as we're looking in a general direction of the vent, we can open it up just a fraction early to get out there early.
It's a little clip.
Yeah, and then we're going to be embraced and loved by our friend Axel very shortly. Would you like to talk about Axel, please?
Bro. I mean, we don't know much about him, right? We're just trying to find somebody. Axel likes to love, but silently, right? But little do we know, sooner than later, we're gonna fall in love with Axel. He's gonna be our little husbando.
There he is.
Unfortunate RNG though.
Yeah, so so the way that Axel comes out from that little point there is extremely RNG. If he, when you hear that sound, if he, leaves instantly, that is the best RNG you can get. If he leaves at such a later point, whilst you're actually trying to get up there, you can actually see him despawn. That's the funniest thing about it as well, because it's always fun to watch somebody just disappear out of non-exist out of existence, just like a thin air disappearance. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And I have seen a few people saying in the chat, we are automatic, by the way. We're not we're not gear shift or anything like that. We are automatic.
Your setup is the automatic. I've got the sequential shifter on mine, but
exactly.
That's a hint for or hopeful future plans.
So that that does actually bring up the question. I guess the elephant or the xenomorph in the room. Why a wheel?
And as quite a few people in a stream chat have already said, why not?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, literally, it's kind of a case of why not.
You gotta find more excuses to keep playing the game, right?
I guess the more what I'm leading to though is so what inspired you to get the wheel and all that?
Absolutely. I can cover that in a second. Before I mention about that, did you want to quickly talk about the maintenance check that we just received, Ray?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So we just got the maintenance check. This is a tool that we use pretty frequently in the game. And yeah, for whatever reason, it's just our luck that we needed to get about everywhere. And also that there happens to only be one of them from our unfortunate friend. He had a bit of bugs crawl out of him. I mean, if you wanted a quick lunch, I mean, you're set now. But
I mean, we're going to be meeting Axel again very, very shortly. And, we've got the maintenance check. We do have, some kind of, ability to, threaten him. But, he's got a bit of a sterner weapon. So we have to listen to his words for essentially. So the cutscene that we just skipped is him kind of threatening us with a gun. He's just kind of like, "Who are you? Why are you here?" We're just like, "Please, we're friends. We're not an enemy." So
like he loves Axel or Husbando loves us in unusual ways by pointing a gun at our head. Dude, you know. Love language, it's important.
Exactly. All right, so to kind of like talk about where I got the inspiration to do the steering wheel bits is from my buddy on Twitch by the name of Nicktacular. He was playing Rainbow Six Siege with a steering wheel, and he was able to get some very, very good headshots with a shotgun in that game. And I was kind of like, you know what? This looks fun, but I'm not a Rainbow Six Siege guy. Shall I try it in isolation? And thus began the legacy of the steering wheel and the Pal Dizzy. Pal Dizzy is my good buddy here. And yeah, it's just kind of become an infamous thing. If you guys have seen recently, maybe on Twitter, you might have seen that I managed to complete Undertale. Literally, you guys watched Undertale recently from Shay. I've actually done the genocide run of Undertale on the steering wheel. You can find that as I think I've made it a VOD on Twitch, but I will need to double check if I haven't already. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that has been done. We've done Hades on a steering wheel, an actual race with Formagunda. That was a lot of fun, actually. I came out victorious with that as well 14 hours later. So it's a lot of fun.
Can I just say that Undertale run earlier was mad impressive. I don't know how many fingers he had going on the keyboard to click it that fast, but oh my gosh.
So yeah, big shouts to Shay. Big shouts to Shay there. So yeah, should we pick up with the Lord and Dre?
Absolutely, yeah. So we missed a bit. We're gonna get a little bit sidetracked.
Yeah, we do need to catch up.
So what happened is that Axel talked to us. That was the cutscene we skipped, and we ended up finding two other humans in the elevator. Axel's like, "Hey, I found these people. These people are no good. Let's keep going. Let's keep going." And so we had the elevator ride together, and I was talking about again Axel and Ripley negotiating a little more like, hey, Ripley's like, hey, Axel, I got a ship. If you don't kill me, I can get you a spot on my ship. And then she's like, all right, what the heck's going on here? Why is everyone acting like you? Because you know, other than having a crush on Ripley, like I don't know why anyone still act this way, right? So Ripley's like, what are you doing, man? And Axel was trying to introduce her. Basically, he's just trying to describe that Steve's on the station, but you know, Ripley isn't following at the time. She's like, are you talking about like a human, a monster? I don't know what's going on, but or sorry, just a human, a crazy person. And Axel's like, no, un monstro, as the Italian is.
Exactly. Also, just before we do anything, can we give a shout out to the tech behind GDQ for Nico Hart's beats? I literally just saw that. I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm vibing with that. I'm vibing.
Oh yeah. We always want to congratulate Richard on a lot of these things. There's always
absolutely. So claps in chat for Richard, please.
Also, I did see a question really quick. As always on this show, the run is live. Nico is currently doing all of this live. However, chat is pre-recorded.
Exactly. Oh dear. If only, right? If only.
That would be very interesting.
Well, we have it every week.
Imagine like interacting with pre-recorded chat.
Yeah,
again, we interact with them every other week.
You know, you can just like say hello to people like 3 seconds before they join. That would be some crazy breaking the fourth wall stuff.
So what Axel is doing right now, he's taking us to his lair, he's showing us his bed, and he's kind of like, you know what, we're not going to stick around here for too long. We do need to try to like actually find out a little bit more of what's going down. There is some more humans, there's some more threats, but we need to be a little bit more stealthy. So have this flashlight, and this will help. Like, you can help me out in the situation, even though like he knows more about the station than we do. Yeah, he doesn't have a flashlight.
Oh, yeah, you know what, Ripley, go do it. Go on our behalf.
Yeah, you do the thing. You do the thing. Here we go. So, I believe there's a little bit of loot on this way here.
Usually flashlight batteries in here. Yeah.
Yeah, so... Like, I was watching a little bit of the world record run just a bit before the stream today, and I was like, oh, they loot there. I don't know why.
You know, I don't know why. Flashlight batteries. Learn some new strategies while we're at it.
By the way, you can turn your flashlight off here right now. As soon as Axel knows that is the activation point, he will just go on that little train. towards it, basically. Like, we didn't even have to turn it back on there.
He knows where it is. He's just testing us, really.
Exactly. So we're going to get our flare up because we're going to be doing our technical first, like, I won't say major, but like, you know, more than like an actual speedrun strat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should make
because
a note
earlier on when we
well.
did the dialogue skip and all sorts of stuff, I wouldn't really class that as like, you know, like a, I'd say like it's not as important as some of the other skips that we're going to be doing here and stuff. So here is like our first speedrun strat, which is the flare distraction. So we're going to be throwing a flare over into a particular area of the space. It's going to attract all the humans, and then we're just going to be doing a technique called crouch hopping, which will mean that we'll have just a little bit more silence, but not dead silence. The dead silence of running is the silent running, which is what we referred to earlier on as psycho running. That is a major glitch. Crouch hopping is not a major glitch. So as long as we're just like adding a bit more silence, then it's all fine. So basically, we're going to be hopping down for a little bit. We're going to be bouncing.
One that was long. It's one of those things that's long contested in a category. On
I know exactly.
Long contested in the category of the what makes a major glitch, what makes a minor glitch. There's not a glitch list category of Alien because this game has enough things that happen that it's not really possible to tell if it's a glitch or not. Oh no!
That's really bad, actually. If I wait here for a second.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We've never had a situation like this before, so.
Are you saying?
No, we're fine.
Oh, okay. They changed their mind. No, they did. Oh.
Yep, they didn't change their mind. So yeah.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, yes, we're gonna say that's never happened before. So we've got a lot to catch up with, unfortunately.
Hey, we have an
that's added a bit more time to. Yeah, so that's. Yeah, that's not good.
We were afraid of this happening in like mission 10.
Unfortunately,
so
that
all
can
the way
happen.
back here.
Yeah, we don't usually die there.
Yeah, we don't usually die there,
wow.
but sometimes the AI of the humans can be just as fierce as the xenomorph.
That does really illustrate. We were describing at the start of this run what Nightmare is, and we didn't really do a great job. We have suddenly just done a great job what Nightmare is. So Nightmare is also really, well, this game is really weird because, I mean, it's a great game, but there's a lot of things that happen that are not very consistent. And actually, one of the funny things about Nightmare is that it's more consistent than the other categories. The AI is so sensitive that just like 2 steps is going to be more consistent than Novice, where they have like some randomness, like how many steps you have to take before they see you, and then they see you too much. But anyway,
so Nico,
what happens
really
if you
quick
take
though,
2 steps?
Go for it.
Is
go
they
ahead.
kind of die. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna say, Nico. So would you say that the run has encountered a bit of a speed bump?
If anything, I hit a red light, okay? Because the flares are red.
You know, that would make more sense. Oh, wait, aren't there flares in the road normally?
I just came with that on the spot.
Wait,
so.
there's only flares in the road. You can just encounter a flare.
You know what? They caused their own traffic jam. I had to kind of like veer around, and they still were in my way. So we took the back road, and we're trying our luck again. You know, we made a U-turn.
So a bit of gridlock then.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens. Like, honestly, like this is such like a standard trope of the Nightmare, because again, this run is a literal nightmare to run. You see some of these like world record runs, and you can see how much time and energy that they put into finding like newer and newer strats all the time. It's literally like I've been watching a world record run, and there's me like going, I have not seen that strat before, because it's like this run has honestly been having a lot of like resurgence for time reduction, and it's just amazing to see like some of the new people coming in and just wrecking the world records. Like Met6, for example, had like a pretty good run for like the longest time, and nobody really could beat it. But then Carax came in and just obliterated everything as of late. So a big shout to Carax for his Nightmare NMG world record at the moment. That's such an amazing run. But yeah. Oh, why did I do... That's not good. Well...
So, this is your daily reminder not to be distracted while driving, my friend.
That is
exactly
true.
Because I took some electrical damage.
Yes, you distract you take electrical damage while driving.
Yep.
Oh,
sorry, how are you?
Honestly, I would say I'm a bit shocked, but I think that might be you right now.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
That joke was electrifying, and I hope that you're proud.
So I do want to ask about another thing as well. I heard from a little birdie about both of you here. You actually submitted a race to the upcoming SGDQ event.
So, shall we go on about that?
Yeah,
I mentioned you're not automatic, and I've got a sequential.
So, let's go on about it, shall we? So, for the upcoming Games Done Quick event, which is going to be Summer Games Done Quick, myself and literally my commentator Dre, we have commentated for each other, but for this upcoming SGDQ, we have submitted a race, a steering wheel race on 2 different kinds of wheels.
Wait, they're both on wheels?
2 different kinds of
Both
experiences. So he's actually got a Fanatec wheel, so he's got a completely different setup to me. That's what makes it even more interesting.
I also do a couple steering wheel speedruns of this game. So, although yeah, my setup's a little bit different. I've got a different wheel than he does. It has fewer buttons, but to combat that, I also have a sequential shifter and a clutch. So.
Exactly. And the actual sort of like the use button, well, I think it's the the shoot button. He's got a literal sort of like lever, like pulley lever. It's amazing to see, like, you know, somebody get like that to trigger a shotgun. It's so good.
I bound attack to fire my. Sorry, I bound attack to my handbrake.
Oh.
It's so cool. Like, I mean, it's interesting to see like the difference of coding as well, because so Drex has used FreePie in order to be able to to get his wheel to work with the Alien Isolation PC and stuff like that as well. My wheel is obviously recognized as an Xbox 360 wheel, so I can use already made software in order to be able to do it. It wasn't really the intention of GDQ, not of GDQ, of WASD in order to have steering wheels ready for it. So because I've obviously been using steering wheels, they have had it on the list of things to implement in their software, because, you know, it's added like new expansions and ideas for what they want to do and stuff in future. But yeah, so Drex has literally hand coded everything specifically for his wheel, but I think could be remapped into other wheels at some point as well, depending.
I was just about to say, yeah, so Nico Hart's wheel is recognized in Xbox 360 controller. He mentioned this a bit ago, but to catch you guys up what's going on. And so that's easy, because you can use, as he said, re-WASD or re-WASD to rebind that. Whereas my wheel is not an Xbox 360 controller. It's like an X input or something like that.
I think it's a game controller or something like that. I can't remember.
Just generic game controller, yeah. So I ended up using FreePie to remap it. Now, you could also very easily, just as easily use auto hotkey to remap it.
Yep, yeah, true.
The only thing that makes it difficult is you got to do the script yourself. So if you want to have logic like, oh yeah, the pop hat, it's gonna be a little bit of a different situation.
Absolutely.
Right, you gotta code, okay, well, up is this, down is this, and if I have these two at the same time, and of course there's various logic you can do, but.
By the way, we will say before we do that flare strat, just as an FYI next time.
I would suggest saving in Axel's room, because otherwise the cycle can get a little messed up.
No, we can save just before the we throw the flare, right?
So what happens is the humans start moving.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. I guess that's no CC.
Yeah, I think it might be no CC because
it might work. That's why it says Axel.
I've always saved like at that point, because I think whilst no CC, because you have done the peak grab glitch into the vent, it could mess up the AI a little bit.
Also, I just want to add really quick as well. This is the whole reason why we have estimates. Like, we account. This is why the estimate's pretty big. Like, I think the category could be done much faster.
Oh, absolutely. The world record for this on the PC is 2 hours 40 minutes in-game time.
Well, that's keyboard mouse.
Yeah, that's keyboard mouse.
But this is why we do have the the massive estimate we do have here. Sometimes things happen. It's okay.
So in our practice run, we encountered so much bad RNG, like literally so much bad RNG. So this is why we've obviously given a little bit more of an estimate. But like, I won't lie, I wasn't expecting this kind of like of a silly mess up. But we can rectify this with better gameplay later on. Absolutely.
I just want to mention I've seen a lot of things that I've jinxed on this show. My favorite one to go back to is I had an Internal Enigma on, and I gave him an absolute death hallway, apparently, in terms of a luck. That's one of the worst hallways I've ever seen in Silent 4. It's the part with the twin victims.
Oh my god, yeah. So I had that the other day as well. It's literally on the way back after, like, near towards the end, isn't it? I know exactly which one you're talking about.
And then I know my own runs as well. I think I did Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion on the show, and my game crashed at one point. And I was like, oh, okay. It is sort of the way it goes. This is why we have estimates.
Exactly.
Systems are functioning as intended.
Exactly.
I mean, you never know what to expect in, say, a marathon run anyway. That's where you hear the standard trope of that's never happened before. You got your first one today. Are we going to get any more? That's the question.
Right. I hope we don't get any more, but we'll see what goes
on. We'll try our damnedest. But we might actually talk about resetting and stuff like that in this game, because it does actually have an effect, unfortunately, on this game, because this game was initially coded to be on console, and then they ported it over to PC. This may not be absolute fact, but this is what is kind of like being proclaimed as. Now, because, of the differences of where it's been ported and stuff like that, it doesn't have every single coding made specifically for PC. So the more that you die, the more that the memory starts to leak a little bit. So it can really start to mess up with the AI of this game a lot more. And you can get some very weird patterns. Some very, very weird patterns. So we're going to see, well, like I say, we've had one unfortunate mess up. But again, when you do take a lot more deaths and stuff for that, that can actually cause an interesting thing to happen with dialogue in very specific missions, which will be mission 12 and mission 15. It can cause it to not give you dialogue, basically, and this kind of like a dialogue skip is actually not meant to happen. So if it does happen, if you are doing a recorded run, you have to add for specifically mission 12, you have to add 42 seconds, I think it is, for that section.
Something like that.
Yeah, you have to add like a specific amount of time for that.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. So yeah, like little things that can unfortunately happen in the game of its own accord, let alone of a human error. So we do have to like kind of like find the right solutions sometimes. All right, we're back to the flashlight, so we should be on point soon. We should be back on point soon. Thank goodness. And then we can actually hit you with some more lore about this game as well, because if you guys haven't played this game beforehand, like, this game is filled with lore. You go look at the terminals and stuff. It's so good. Like, just like actually like reading like monologues from some of the people who are on the ship as well, like really kind of like just puts you into more of an atmospheric vibe of this game in general.
Yeah.
And
speedrunning this game does not do the atmosphere justice.
No.
Right? I speedrun it because I love the atmosphere.
Yep.
But, oh man, there's so much more that you don't get with these speedruns.
For sure. I mean, the thing about it as well is like, you can watch runs, but it is no comparative to actually playing this game. That is a for real situation. Whilst we're at it now, seeing as we took a little bit of damage, we should start to craft a med kit just a little bit sooner and try to heal at some point soon. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit of an annoyance because it's obviously using up more loot earlier than we should be. But we're still going to keep on doing it. But we're still going to keep on doing this. We're still going to keep on trying our best, even with like the little, just a little like the 3 bits of loot. We're still going to keep on going. So, let's go. Let's go. Save point coming up soon. And we'll get a clean, exit.
Safety save?
So, what I'm going to do instead this time is, because I kind of came in blaring with an actual flare, I'm going to set it off a little bit later, which is just after the save, because then it won't be as bright, and then it won't have drawn too much attention to us and our position. So, it's all going to happen very, very shortly. So, please don't mess up.
I'm just gonna build like a save. Chat, you can join in too. Save.
Don't be an idiot. Save. All right. Okay, so we've had enough of looking at Axel's butt. We can now actually get to the save station, which is just in front of us. All right, here we go. Save. Oh, get out the way, Axel.
Save,
Thank you.
Save.
Oh,
Yeah!
I can save if I can actually get to it. All right, here we go. So here's where the fun begins.
I'll just do that whenever you're supposed to safety save according to our route.
Oh, that human keeps on looking at me.
Did you mess it up again?
It's that human. That human is a nightmare. Okay, come on. Yep, it's a reset. That first human is such a nightmare. What's going on right now?
It's the marathon
I've
tension.
not seen a human like this bad before.
Relax on that throw a bit. Try to slow down that throw to get to the right spot. So, guys, usually this is supposed to be a speedrun.
There we go.
strat,
That's fine.
Do the nade, but naturally, if you had gone to the generator, you would have saved about 20 minutes at this rate. So,
my goodness me, I've never seen it that bad before. I literally have never seen it that bad.
oh, dude.
Yeah, this has never happened before. La 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 la.
Oh my God!
Wait, what? You're
They
allied.
killed Axel. So, so that
my
happens
God,
as well.
no way.
That's what would usually kill a run is when they kill Axel because I saw him.
I don't believe this right now. What is going on?
The curse of mission 2.
The
It's
curse.
It's because you
The
invited
literal
me to
curse
do
is
your
going on right now.
commentary. That's why.
I have never actually ever had that happen before. That caught me off guard. Okay, please.
On the upside, like we mentioned earlier, this is the only run of tonight's show, so we can be a little bit generous if we need to add more time to the estimate.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. He's not dead this time. We got it.
Although, I will put an asterisk if you do get it. That's all I have
for
on
sure.
the category. I'll be putting had to add time or something like that. We'll modify the category name.
So we actually did a nice little skip there. What we just did there was because we did things in a specific pattern, which was to get to the door, to turn back around to see Axel making his way through, then getting to the final door and turning around. Axel actually walked to your location, so you don't have to actually wait for him to walk towards you.
Yeah, it's a very interesting glitch. It only works if you're staring at that door when he walks in the room.
All right, did you want to hit us with a little bit of lore, Dre?
Oh yeah. So what's happening here, or what's about to happen here, is that so Axel getting attacked by this dude here, and so this is when Ripley sees just how serious the situation is on the station. She's like, what's going on? Why'd you kill this guy? And Axel's like, yeah, this is what it is.
Oh my God, we're going to
cutthroat
fast
here.
Axel as well.
And
Just to make things a little bit sweeter in the end.
Axel walked towards the humans that were attacking him, and then we actually stuck behind him right there.
So what cutscene did we skip
there? A little bit. Yeah, so that hole up to the left, I'm a little late to say it, but up to the left right there, that's where Axel went. Our husbando unfortunately did not make it. What we just skipped is our first encounter with Steve. He decided to drop us a little drop by, see what's going on, and he decided Axel looked really tasty. So Axel appeared in that hole on the wall, and we are now by ourselves again as we were when we started mission 2.
Just
so
like
basically what we've
happens.
accomplished so far. So in mission 1 we accomplished getting dressed. Okay, so we're no longer naked. That's productive. Mission 2 we've accomplished. Well, we found somebody, but he died, and we now have a maintenance jack. Okay, cool. So far we're not naked and have a maintenance jack. That's about what we've got going on so far.
That's pretty much it for the meantime, yeah. But we're now about to finish mission.
But it does have a slow start.
We're about to finish mission 2 very shortly, going into mission 3, and this is where I like to call it where the game officially starts. Where the game officially starts, because
I'm in the same mode as well. Like the run, it feels like the run itself actually starts here at mission 3, because mission 2 is kind of an auto-scroller, and then we have 2 more auto-scrollers later. It's a fun game. It's a great run, but it is a long run too, and long runs do come with a couple of downsides.
And it's
Some
nice
really
as well
slow
because
sections.
there's a good bit of sort of like a break in between, if that makes sense. Like you do have games like, say, for example, Silent Hill 4, where there's something happening always. This game has a good bit of like breathing space to be able to run. So it's a lot of good fun. I would recommend if you guys want to try this run out. It's start on novice first. That's all I can say. Right, so within mission 3, we're going to start encountering humans who treat us as a threat. So we're going to try to actually circumvent being a threat by being stealthy in counterproductive ways for the humans that we're going to go around. So let's talk about it then, shall we? Dre, would you like to take over with a little bit of lore?
Yeah, man. So this is the first part of the game. Like for most casual players, this is the first section that really trips up the casual player. And I'm under the impression that most people who stop playing the game before they finish it stop here.
Yeah.
Reason being is that you have a bunch of these humans and they all have revolvers. And unless you're on something like novice difficulty where you can just run past them, revolvers do a lot of damage, and you just get kind of stuck. And what we're gonna do is, a lot of speedrunning does this, but this section in particular, the strat that the speedrun does really flexes on the difficulty of it. We're just gonna kind of run around behind them.
And then we're gonna do a sprint burst here. Sprint burst is basically pressing the sprint button every so often. Then when we get to this sofa here, we're gonna start crouch hopping. So that's when we go by these humans here, that we're just a little bit more stealthy. Now, when we get into the middle of these boxes here, we can start to run a bit more. Hit this button here. This will cause, when we come back on our way up, the door to be unlocked, because normally you would have to actually hack it to open it, which we'll be getting a hack tool very shortly, which is going to be beneficial to the run. We counter the xenomorph there. We hug the side of that little bench so that it can't see us, and pick up our first weapon, the revolver and the key card. Don't forget the key card.
Don't pull a nose.
Yeah, I've done that too many times as well, so it's a very standard thing to do, to forget that key card.
I'm sorry, Knowles. We love you.
Call it out. How could you, Dre?
I know. Gotta call out the homies.
So, here is the flight recorder that we were trying to find in the first place.
Yeah. This is what I had mentioned early on. This is what was on Sevastopol. This is why we came to Sevastopol, is to find this flight recorder. So what we originally set out to do, this is the goal. Of course, our objective has kind of changed since then, but we do find the flight recorder here. Except as you can tell, its files are corrupted. It doesn't work.
You can tell she's a little bit angry because she just
yeah.
I mean, like, if you, like, found something that would be ascertaining to your mother, and, like, the last words, you'd be like, furious, wouldn't you? Right?
Yeah, our whole trip was in vain.
I know.
At least, you know.
But
so we think.
It's not the end of it, because she's got a thought, like, you know, even if it's just on a flight recorder, maybe it's around somewhere else. So maybe we should talk to some of the other humans on here to see if they can gauge any more information. Now, hacking on the wheel is one of the most interesting things. I'll explain about, like, how I have to enact it in a second. Basically, when you turn the wheel on this hack machine, it doesn't start automatically. I actually have to press the D-pad up and down, which is actually linked to me looking up and down, as I'm sure you guys would have guessed by now. If not, D-pad up and down is for looking up and down, and obviously the wheel turns are left and right for looking. I have to start by pressing up on the D-pad and then turning the wheel. Then it'll kind of put all of my recognition of turning onto the wheel, onto this little bit per se. And then I use these little buttons next to the share and the options button, which are assigned to left and right on the keyboards, the keyboard inputs. So it's go time for our friend Steve, because here's our first
little cutscene here.
Our first real interaction with him. He is right there. He's like prime and ready to get some human flesh. But we're
this
just
is how he asserts his dominance.
Exactly.
We're gonna see it right here.
This is where, like, you know, casual players will really start to get the terror of, oh god, there's a xenomorph. Oh no.
Yo, oh yeah.
And I'm just there like, oh, look at them kelp biscuits.
Or it feels like you get serious at least.
Like, I mean, dude, look at those kelp biscuits. They look so damn tasty, don't they?
Oh, dude. I mean, look at that cutie. I mean, how could you not love those back spines?
I know, right? So,
I mean, once you befriend him, you basically hold him and you can just ride on him. Dude, he's like
exactly.
It's like riding an elephant.
What about the acid?
The assets? Ooh.
Oh, acid only comes out
the
when
acid.
they
oh, the acid with the acids.
Oh yes, save. I almost forgot to remind you.
Okay, should we do a safety save then?
Absolutely. Yeah, so Nico's doing a safety save here. This was planned to be our first safety save, but you know there was a bit of extenuating circumstances, and I'm gonna let Nico focus. Nico's got to focus here, so I'm taking over the what's going on. So the exit of this can get a little hairy, right? This is like the very last thing you do in this mission is go hack the elevator and get out of the elevator. It's one elevator that we started looking at right at the start. And it also happens that Steve is here. As you can see, just barely out the left, he's attacking the humans that were a pain on the way in. Now, it is kind of nice because, you know, he takes them out for us. We don't have to worry about the humans, but we do have to worry about Steve. So what Nico did, he ran across the stairway to try to track Steve to the stairway, and now he's crowd chopping, which is not perfectly silent, but very, very close to it.
All right,
and now
can I get a
crouching
quick bit of
is perfectly
silence?
silent. Yes, absolutely.
I don't like this.
Reason for the silence, by the way, is because he was listening for Steve to listen to when he vented. So the tricks he was using was to make him vent, giving us the chance to flip around here and hack. Oh no, he didn't vent!
He didn't, yeah, because one of the humans was still alive.
Oh.
So he didn't kill all the humans.
Yeah, all kinds of weird things going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it gets hairy, like I said. Sometimes Steve doesn't do what we want him to anyway.
So yeah, like, it was one of those cases of like, I could sense that something wasn't right because he did come towards, like, behind us quite quickly. And that usually is an indication where not all the humans would have been, like, murdered in that instance. And you could hear one of them was still talking, so it would have been a little bit weird. Let's see what goes on.
Sometimes the other humans can hide. We'll hide instead of try shooting this alien. And we never want that to happen.
All right, 1 second, buddy. Okay, that sounds like all of them have been killed now. So he's probably going to come up this way. Yep, I was right.
There he is. Good call.
Cool.
So, nightmare mode, somewhat predictable, right? The aggression in the game, you know, if things do as we think they will, it'll be pretty predictable. But as soon as one thing goes wrong, it's just a chaotic mess. But
absolutely,
yeah. And with that is the end of mission 3.
That is the end of mission 3 finally.
What are we at now? 3 deaths? 4 deaths? 4 deaths?
I'm not counting
Wait,
anymore.
No, 3 deaths. 3 deaths. Sorry, 4 attempts.
All right, so now, like, again, this is something that we're gonna bring into good benefit later down the line. As soon as the wheel in the bottom right goes away, you technically have control of your keyboard and mouse, or in this case, the wheels. So we like to press, like, the accelerate or W, like, as soon as that wheel goes away, to give us, like, a little bit of, like, a run as soon as we get, like, function to, because some people wait for the opacity to be completely filled, but we can still run whilst it's loading. So that's what we're going to be doing during most cutscenes, especially mission 9. We'll talk about it later. So we now got the little tracker, so that way this is something that was going to be used to actually kind of, like, know where the xenomorphs are. It does help in situations, but we really don't use it that much in the run. Like, I mean, you can use it. Like, it can be beneficial if you're doing specific strats, but during this run, we do usually, like, for me as a runner, and I'm sure there could be some more runners who want to go a little bit more harder than I do, we're using sort of like backup strats per se for the normal NMG routes. Now we're going to be introduced to the second mini game on the hack tool, which is to basically line up stuff.
It's my favorite. I
It's
played
a lot
Dead
of my
by
favorites because
Daylight.
it's not as hard.
1,700 hours in Dead by Daylight
Bro,
has all
yeah.
led me to my moments of doing those hack tools.
Yeah.
By the way, I should note what Nico did there just a bit ago. He just went right past it because we've done it so many times. He clicked on that little conveyor belt right there. And so we mentioned Nightmare Mode has very, very little loot. That said, in this game, there are some spots that are guaranteed to have a specific piece of loot. And so on that pack is a charge pack. And the charge pack is going to be useful for a noisemaker later on in the game. So that's why he grabs it there, because once it rolls out on our way back, because we actually come back down this way in the hallway where our friend Mr. Hughes is not having a very fun rodeo with this android.
So there's the androids. It's just like, are you made of blood or are you made of strawberry jam? I mean, it definitely looks like strawberry jam to me, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, it's the tastiest for your sandwiches, you know?
Yeah, human, the tastiest treats.
Peanut butter jelly, human? Oh no.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've got no words to it. It's just strawberry jam. Strawberry jam is what came into that human there. I hate it when that happens though. Sometimes the angle as you're coming out of the vent can be locked. There's no explanation for the why. Really? It just kind of happens.
I've never had that happen.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I was going to do a strat, but he was far too close to be able to do it. I was going to try to get some more loot, but he was a bit more alerted to our position.
Yeah, so that android right off to the right before those doors closed, If you're fastened, you can sneak and grab a box of loot, but if you're not, then you have to deal with him. And as you can imagine, Nico is on a wheel, so it's a little bit trickier to deal with the androids than a casual playthrough.
Okay, so just healed.
And, yeah.
So we recovered the damage that we took earlier on with the electrical, the unfortunate electricity. So now we're going to be making sure that we don't get any more grabs from these xenomorphs and from the androids. So what we just did there is that we hugged a bit to the right so that we can actually maneuver away from the android, because if you go down the middle, he'll be very prone to grabbing you. Again, because we are on Nightmare, the android's AI is also more intensive as well, so we need to make sure that, again, we're putting them into specific patterns, the xenomorph into specific patterns. Basically, we just have to be stealthy in the right kind of way. So what we just did there is that we actually weren't able to navigate that PC on the back of it. When the androids are a big radius away, it kind of thinks that the mini games that you would be doing are done. Until they come into a radius, then you have to actually do them. So if you just click the back of the terminal, you skip that whole bit and you can trigger a cutscene. All right, did you want to take over for here whilst
Absolutely,
I do this?
Mini games are slow, so...
No! Oh, okay,
so soft lock.
Soft lock, yeah.
Oh, this
is
one
a
is
great
actually
run.
cursed. Oh man, so what happened there? Nico did nothing wrong right there. That was exactly what's supposed to happen. The game, like we mentioned, it's a great game. Unfortunately, in console port, it does have a few bugs, a couple memory leaks, we think. And yeah, so we got a soft lock, so we got to restart mission 4. I mean, it gives us more time to chat and chill, but our estimate's gonna be
Yeah. So I honestly should say, did you want to up the estimate? Because that is the game's fault, not my fault.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
An asterisk on it, though.
Yeah, let's put an asterisk for now.
Asterisk by I like.
All right, let me see what can I change it to? Also, how much do you want the estimate up by?
Let's add another 10 minutes, maybe 10, 15. I don't believe that. This is so much unfortunate stuff happening.
I think I've had that soft lock a grand total of twice.
Yeah, like it's unfortunately so it happens infrequently, if you know what I mean. Like it's just so like rare when you get it. And
this run is a Ripley, as I'm stealing from chat.
I get it. Like all the luck that I could be having.
In the chat as well. So Democules is Nico and my dev friend, and he's like, "It's not my fault. Don't worry, we're not blaming you."
No, Dre, you're meant to be the blessing here. Like, I mean, you are the blessing, so you're all good, buddy. It's just this game has been unkind to me.
My unlucky mission is mission 6 and mission 16.
Exactly.
So when you die in mission 6, that's on. I'm not taking any blame for mission 4. Blame it on Hughes. Oh,
I just put extra mean in the title and added 10 minutes.
Extra mean.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Extra mean nightmare.
Extra mean
that sounds
nightmare.
right. That sounds right. Extra mean nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just laughing at this right now. That is actually so hilarious.
Wait, Richard, did you edit Nico into a car? I just glanced over the screen.
Oh my god.
I love that. That is genuinely fantastic.
Oh my goodness me, Richard, why? I love it, thank you. Well, at least I'm on the driver's side, and I guess you actually accounted for British drivers, so thank you so much for actually thinking about my my locality as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's different driver's sides for that, isn't
Exactly. So, you know what? Even more claps to Richard. Even more claps, guys.
I'm wondering how long that was there, and I didn't notice. That's my fear.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, so let's quickly heal up again. Get ourselves all prepped and ready.
Oh, actually, you know, while now that we are doing this again, we can mention the healing. So another thing about Nightmare, again, we briefly covered it, but to mention it again, is that Nightmare difficulty, you have no heads-up display. So Nico, with a caveat, put an asterisk by it, has no idea how much health he has. The exception that being there are, I guess, two ways to know with certainty how much health you have. Number one is if you can heal, if you cannot heal, you have full health. Number two being if you are dead, then you have no health.
I looked up there for a second. That was my fault. Human error.
No worries. As so in a Nightmare run, usually what you have to do is keep in mind in your head how much damage you've taken, and that's by memorizing the damage values of various events in the game. Now that sounds really intense, and I won't say like, oh yes, we got to do like all this calculus for it. Once you do the run a couple times, you get pretty used to, okay, here's what I took from the shock, here's what I took from this. Oh, I got punched once. Okay, I'm at 40 health. Yeah. But nonetheless, it is still one more thing to worry about doing. And so what Nico just did right there, it happened a little earlier than expected, but Nico is doing it. There, we got the intended thing.
The intended strat.
What caused it last time?
Oh, come on. I hate it when it does that, so we can explain exactly what happened there.
Freaky, yeah. So that is the strategy known as the droid tickle.
Yeah, so...
And what happens is he takes the revolver and he shoots the android as the android is doing the grab animation. There's a short little period of time before the grab actually begins, where you're able to cancel the animation, it cancels the grab. You can run past the droid and take no damage whatsoever. Furthermore, this messes up the androids a little bit more, where they start to walk around funny and will only punch you instead of try to grab you, with a few exceptions afterward, and you're gonna see that in a little bit, but I'll let Nico leave it covered from there.
So the reason why I was so freaked out by that bit is because when they decide to turn a little bit to the left or the right, you don't really know when they're gonna turn right back around. For example, I'm getting good at that. I'm getting a lot better.
Now you're just flexing. What's that about hard?
Not a flex,
don't know.
yeah.
So
I deserve to flex after
android,
dying earlier on right.
there's the example right there. So we cancel the animation of the first android, and the first android wouldn't have tried to grab again because of some cooldown feature, perhaps to stop getting grabbed like back to back or something. Yeah, that's our best guess.
Yeah.
And what happened instead is that the second android also punched instead of grabbed.
Oh, those androids
so it did a bit of damage, but we don't have to use an ammo shot. So it's bit of a trade-off.
Exactly. Those androids are never fun. I'll tell you that for free. So I'm glad that we managed to actually, do all right with them. Now, I've been watching a world record run for this, and normally on novice, there is an ability to be able to just run from this point onwards here, but I'm not really going to take that risk because they used
things go wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to make any more things go wrong. So the reason that we're going to be sprint bursting here is to make sure that we are just silent enough with a little bit of a stealth, a little bit of a sprint in there to be able to get to the tram, which will lead us into M5. M5 is basically, the reason that we clicked on the back of that mini game terminal, by the way, was to actually engage conversation with Samuels and Taylors. They actually made it onto Sebastopol as well. So they said, Taylor, she took a bit of damage, and that's a lot of damage. We need to actually get some stuff to heal her.
You beat me to it, dang it, Nico.
I had to do it. I'm a memer,
Oh,
so
that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage indeed. Or like beans. Anyway, so we're going to go over to them to actually go and try to help them out with
we gotta give Taylor her beans.
Yeah, to give Taylor her beans, exactly. I'm glad that you put two and two together. So yeah, unfortunately, we are all lovely humans, so we're just gonna sprint by a hurt Taylor on the floor. But we are actually, we're on a mission directly to go and get the medical kit for Taylor, so it's time to just ignore Taylor. I mean, they can see we're a woman on a mission. We are Ripley after all, so let's go and get that med kit.
Taylor.
Yeah, I know.
We're not ignoring Taylor. We were given an objective, and we are straight to the point.
So when we come to here, we can hear a voice on the
ahead.
intercom, which is actually Dr. Coolman. If you guys got to see Drex's SGDQ run last year, you will know all about Dr. Coolman and the jokes. Shall we touch on that? Shall we touch on that?
Absolutely, yeah. So Dr. Coolman is our bro. He's a doctor here who works at Sebastopol Station, and yeah, so we're about to meet him. He's a pretty cool guy, if you ask me.
Cool.
Or at least we think so, right? He's trying to help us out. That's a pretty cool move.
He's a bit of a selfish person because he has the ability to do everything himself, but he doesn't want to get in the face of danger, basically. So he gets us to do everything. Who knew, right? Who knew? So, essentially, we're going to be trying to finding alternative routes into unlocking doors and stuff like that. So he kind of gives us a bit of a direction in what we need to do. And we're going to meet him right now. Here's Dr. Coolman.
Yeah, here he is. Here's our almost. There he is. There's our buddy.
Cool. Goodbye. That's the only look we're gonna. Well, the second look we're gonna get at him because I don't want to give him any more attention. He's
Right, exactly. We get one more look, but it's mostly just because we need it for a dialogue trigger.
Yeah, because he's gonna be unlocking a door for us later on, and that'll be our last interaction, basically.
Yeah, Biker Dad's got it figured. He's a chill guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes.
All right, so he's again giving us like kind of prompts for like how to get to get a key card and stuff like that. So, well, it's not a key card. It's wait, is it? Yeah, I think it is a key card.
So we get a key code.
Yeah, that's the one.
To get a key card.
That's
to
it.
Get
Thank
out
you.
Of the mission. So yes, both.
So the all of the door codes for this game are like static, so that way if you're going to be entering a number, it's going to be the same number every time. So there are specific numbers that we're going to be inputting very shortly. It'll be 1702. That is the door that's a code to get through, but we have to do it very, very quickly, otherwise we could fall into a bad line of timing for the xenomorph to trick us and to grab us from behind. We're going to cancel this little animation of looking here by bringing up the aim of the gun, and now we're going to enter the door code.
That was Steve doing about exactly what he did in Mission 3. So the way the strategy works, Mission 5 here is the second most notorious mission for stopping up new players. Most people, if they don't stop playing this game in Mission 3, they'll stop playing this game in Mission 5. Mission 5 is the first mission where Steve, instead of just being kind of active and a threat, he will actively be searching for the player. He will be hunting you down. His second brain opened up. We did mention he has two parts of his AI. His second brain kind of opens up, and it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm getting hungry now. Amanda Ripley sounds real tasty. And so it usually stops people up. That said, the speedrun strategy, just like Mission 3, it kind of flexes on that a little bit.
Exactly.
He spends, the devs do a really, really good job at showcasing that he's going to be actively hunting the player by giving him a big fancy animation such that it buys us as Amanda enough time to just run past him into the key code, grab the key card, and get the heck out.
Exactly. So I got lucky there.
Before he finishes the animation.
I got lucky there, and I actually managed to enter the 1702 without a hitch. Now, sometimes because obviously we're on a wheel and it's just a little bit more like, you know, unorthodox for how we should play it. It can be a bit of a pain to stamp your foot on the accelerator a few times. So I'm glad that went well. Now we pull down this lever. This is going to be the second interaction with Dr. Coolman and our last. So basically, he's going to give us access to the door to go further into the medical bay section. But what we don't see is that he's actually going to get a confrontation with the xenomorph himself, and then proceed to die directly after. So can we get an F07 in the chat for Dr. Coolman, please?
Nico, take a really, really close look at your webcam.
Okay. Oh.
Did he just... Wait, which part?
By the way, that concludes
right.
Mission 5.
Oh, I see him.
I can't believe, after all this time, Steve was my passenger.
Like I said, he starts to grow on you once you get to know him. Nobody believes me.
For God's sake.
All right, so Mission 6, this one is a tense one. What happens, this is one section of the game that you kind of got to do a lot more than it feels like you should have to, but you know, Amanda's got to go through a lot to get through this. But ultimately, that vent right ahead, right to the right a little bit, is where we need to go. That's our ultimate goal, to get out of the basement. There's kind of three parts of Mission 6. And so this is the first part. We got to get through that vent, and that requires opening the cryogenic freezer containers. This is where Dr. Coolman hangs out a lot because it's really kind of cool down here.
Exactly.
And after such a hot-headed encounter with him, yeah, exactly. After such a hot-headed encounter with Dr. Coolman, we need to chill out a little bit.
Exactly.
So we have to go into cryogenic chamber 1 to grab the cooling canister for cryogenic chamber 2, which we're in right now, to access the rewire to redirect power to the vent, and then finally open up the vent. It's quite the process, but Nico did it no problem. Steve is active this entire time, by the way. If you make too much noise, he will drop, which is why you see Nico sprint bursting and not actually running.
And when you're a novice, you can run a little bit more, but because the xenomorphs are more fierce with the AI, we have to be a lot more stealthy, you know what I mean? We have to be a lot more stealthy. So we're going to be trying to, again, traverse even further into the way of the medical bay. So we're going to be, again, trying to get a little bit of a key code because, key card and key code again, because the key card is actually locked away to get further in. So it seems like the humans don't want anybody to kind of traverse. Like, they realize that there has been a threat upon this Von Sebastopol all this time, and are basically trying to stop anything from going anywhere. So we're kind of like opening up the way for everybody else.
Getting really good flare RNG. I just had to interrupt. On my runs, never had this many flares. Also, save.
Yes, I will save very shortly because
save.
in practice we did have an unfortunate mess up. So let's do a quick save, shall we?
Yeah. So when you're
Knowing
if you're
the
doing
luck
a
of the
marathon
run.
this is a great safety save spot right here because this is kind of right where we get into a really dangerous section in Mission 6. I mentioned a lot of my runs die in Mission 6, and it's right up here.
Right,
it's
we're going to be
all down
getting
to
a
RNG
flare.
where humans spawn. And Nico, yeah, go ahead, explain your strategy.
Right, so we're going to quickly crouch up to the key card here, enter it, and then we're going to be like sprint bursting a little bit up to here. What we're doing here is we kind of make sure that we're completely not in the way so that the Xenomorph won't be able to hear us. We're going to throw a flare over here. So you saw the humans over to the left. The humans are now going to be more attentive to the flare, so they're going to make our way towards the flare again like earlier on. Then we can make sure that we just run all the way through. There's no damage or anything that will be taken, and we can get from A to B very, very effectively. Now, sometimes it doesn't always happen. The humans will actually be in the way, and then that's an instant death again, because obviously with a revolver, that will be a case of an instant kill. Think about a revolver as a sniper.
It's
That's
just
the best
our
way we can
luck.
say it.
All three of them have revolvers too. Later on, they get more humans have shotguns, and the shotguns, funny enough, are like Nerf guns. A shotgun at point blank range does 12.5% of your health, which means you can get shot by a shotgun at point blank range 8 times before you die in Nightmare Mode.
Before we go into the next bit of like strategy talking, I will actually take a comment from the chat from that says that Alien Isolation is still free on Epic Games at the moment with The Last Survivor DLC, so it's a good time to get it for free if you guys are actually intrigued by Alien Isolation that you're looking at right now. Oh my goodness me, really? Wow. Okay, so I can go into a bit of an explanation about what happened there. So sometimes, like when I'm doing a D-pad, it can recognize an input for what it shouldn't do. So sometimes it can recognize it as an actual E press
we
key.
got a little Easter egg right there. Did you see that?
I saw that he did his little hobby hop.
Yeah.
A quick question, by the way. Is there a reason why you're accessing the panel from like the right side instead of like head on?
It kind of warps us towards the. No, yes and no. It's just kind of like you're not in line of the Android, because if the Android gets in line of side view, then it's a bit of like a bad time, basically.
Yeah, so that
yes, I'm trying to back down the tail a little bit.
That is a hostile Android there. And so if he's seen, then he goes. Sorry, I really interrupted you. That was not my best.
No, it's all right, dude. It's all right. You're good. So here's another fun, friendly interaction. By the way, headphone users, turn it down quickly.
Yeah, got a bit of a boomba. Oh, there he goes.
Boom. So, luckily for us, this part of the station exploded. So the Xenomorph isn't in the way, but we should probably get out of dodge, right? Because we prefer our human body to be pretty healthy and not smoke filled. So let's go get a med kit on the floor and then escape upwards. This is a very nice, easy thing. You just have to literally press the E key and hold up. Yeah, apologies to all headphone users. That bit is extremely loud. So, what was I gonna say? Yes, when casual players play this game, they usually die a lot in this little section here, because you forget that a lot of like developers try to make you look everywhere in video games, and most of us, like most games we play, are usually just like, you know, peripheral vision, look forwards. You don't often think to look up in video games, so this game does a good justice of making you actually look up for once, if you know what I mean. So there we go.
Yeah, it's very
all right, so we're going to be coming up to one of the most resettable missions very, very shortly. Coming up to mission 7. I'm going to be letting Dre take over a lot of the commentary, because this could be easy resets, is all I can say. But we're going to try and do it. Well, let us try. We're going to try. I want some blessing in chat for
you got it.
doing this first try. The rest of the run has been scuffed, but we can make M7. We can make M7 nice and easy, right? We'll try our best.
Dude.
We're going to be doing backup strats for M7 as well, just as an FYI.
Mission 7 is known as the mission of many strategies. It has the most different strategies of any other mission in this speedrun for any category, with the exception of the categories that don't do Mission 7. And yeah, so what Nico's gonna be doing is a modified version of the safer strategy that makes it work a little bit better with the wheel, but it's not the safest strategy either. It's a bit faster.
Before we do anything, I do like the addition to the category title of extra mean nightmare, no major glitches. I love it. Sorry, please continue. Sorry, I had to interrupt there.
Yeah, dude, no problem. Yeah, so right now we're starting this event. It gives us a little bit of time to get more nervous about the rest of Mission 7.
Exactly.
Mission 7 is, also notorious for being really run reset heavy. I know my runs, if I do survive Mission 6, then it's like, okay, well, let's survive Mission 7. You know, it's, love the game, but Mission 7 was thrown in there to make the runs tricky. Anyway, so, yeah, Nico's gonna do a strat. He's gonna run past the humans. Now, this is the first part of Mission 7 strat that can get dangerous, because if the humans are in the wrong formation, he will end up being forced to run too close to them, and he'll probably get shot on sight, which is not good. So probably good to, no, I forgot. Yeah, we can't save here either because it messes up the cycle too. So the guy on the left of that guy, we've named him Jeremy, and I think, Nico, you need to wait for him to walk by. Is that correct?
I'm gonna do the safety strat here.
Yeah, so we're doing a safer, but not the safest strat. Looks like we got good RNG on the other guy, though, the guy in the green shirt. I know Psycho has a name for him. I don't know the name. If he's too close, too far to the left, though, we will kind of bump into his shoulder, and he'll be like, "What was that?" You know. Yeah. So now we're running over this way, and in order to get through, we need to get through that orange door, which requires upgrading our access tuner, which we found in Mission 3, and getting the help of an android. And again, so I think, Nico, you're the one who modified this strategy to work better for the wheel, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, this is like what I would like. This is what you learn, kind of like initially for like backup strats.
Do you not do the save load?
No, because
okay, just checking.
Like, you can and you don't have to, because essentially it should be the case that like the humans aren't as alerted as they have been, so we can just go straight up.
Okay, just wanted to ask for sure. I remember you missed one when we were practicing the other day. You missed one thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
Mission 6. Sorry, you missed the blast in Mission 6.
I do feel confident about this bit here because we got the good strats. So
Mission 7's a 3-minute mission, not a 16-minute mission.
Exactly.
Yeah, so now we got our first 4-symbol hack, which is a fun time, and it's gonna bring power to that android back there. Now this is a friendly android, thankfully.
Thank goodness. I mean, actually, nah, we gotta do it. Screw it, we gotta do it. I was thinking flare throw if I don't mess it up, but I'm feeling confident. We'll do this first try, okay? We'll do this first try.
Famous last. I hope it's not famous last words right now.
It's probably gonna be, but you know what? Let's go. Now we're gonna start crafting a pipe bomb because the pipe bomb will be useful in Mission 10. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it has a glitch very similar to those in the Portal 2 speedrun, funny enough.
Here we go.
I mean, this is going ham, dude.
All right, so as soon as we get to the door, we're gonna start sprint bursting. And then I need to throw the flare upwards to try to bring the attention of the flare to the humans. Throw it up. Perfect.
Nice, good flare.
Ah, perfect. So after the scuff mission earlier on, we have now got a nice Mission 7. So
bit of redemption.
Yeah, the redemption. Oh!
All right, now we're in the warehouse that has what we need. What we needed to do was get a compression cylinder to fix the elevator that was right in front of us. This game has a lot of back and forth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's all right.
So here we've got 2 designated blasting caps. These are like crucial to pick up.
Yes,
absolutely
this is
crucial.
another example of loot that has a guaranteed spawn. So we pick up these blasting caps every time. Now
but
you just press that button.
We do have to sprint burst now. That's the most important thing. We can't run because the Xenomorph is still completely active.
Yeah, as soon as you press that button, it is serious time. Xenomorph is active, and the humans are still alive in this strategy as well.
Yep.
So
now
you don't
all the
want to make
humans
noise.
should be upstairs. If they're not upstairs, then it is essentially like RIP. But we got a good M7, everybody. We got a good M7. That's some hype right there. That's some actual hype. Thank goodness, really.
I'm assuming this is normally one of the harder sections of the game.
Oh, yeah. If you're doing YOLO strats, it could be instant rip.
Yeah,
because,
that's exactly... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Because you want to bring the attention of the humans into the point of, you know, where that door was that the android unlocked for us. We want to bring the humans' attention over to that door so that the humans will actively look in that area. So in that whole process, the human unlocks the door for you. Once the human has unlocked the door, then you kill all the humans on sight, or a different strategy where you kill a few and the xenomorph does the rest. But again, that is so many sort of like specific strategies you have to set up. It's not easy. It's not fun.
A few seconds different from each other, and yeah, this is why Nico has done his modified strat for steering wheel, because those yellow strats, as he called them, they have a lot of really precise, like back-to-back calculated inputs, and even then stuff can go wrong. So for the consistency's sake, on something like the wheel, where you can't move the mouse past a certain speed, and you can't strafe really, at least not in a major sense. Unless we figured out a way how to drift. If we could figure out how to drift Ripley, we'd be good.
Exactly. Imagine if we could actually Tokyo drift. That'd be fantastic.
That would be awesome.
But we got M7 done. Regardless, I am extremely happy with that. No scuff, because again, in our practice, it was scuffed. So at least that was a redemption. Now we're actually going to be coming up to friendly humans. After all of that point of, like, you know, being, like, you know, basically hounded by, you know, other humans thinking that we are the threat, we're actually going to be coming up to Marshall Waits, who's going to say, like, you know, hey, you're safe with us. There's people who are on your side, so we're going to help you out. We see that Taylor's in pain. We'll do what we can to help, but again, you know, like, you got to give. We got to re-engage the power to the transit control. So, oh boy, more things to do on our behalf because they can't. Right, so we'll be needing a little bit more focus in a second, so Dre, please take over whilst we do this next bit.
Absolutely, yeah. So the additional part of lore is back in Mission 5 as well, is that Apollo shut down transit officially, because Apollo detected that, hey, Ripley, Samuels, and Taylor, these are intruders on the station, shut down the transit. Obviously, they're not supposed to be here. And so right now, we are finally fixing the transit. Fortunately, by whatever miracle, transit control is on this tower, so we don't need a transit to get to transit control. I don't know what we'd do if that were the case. But anyway, so what Nico's about to do, we're about to go into a room which has a human and an android. And we need to press, I think, 4 interactions, and then get a gas torch to open up a panel and basically get back to Marlo and Taylor after we turn transit back on. So, there's not too much of the strategy other than be fast so we get the cycles right, and Nico can take this guy out.
Here we go.
All right, humans should be out now.
All right, so as soon as I press this button here, I'm going to crouch. The human should come over to us. Yep.
Yep, there he is. So the human is tracked there because Nico was running just a bit ago. Now we got one more thing we got to do. Because the android is out. There he is.
Nice.
Very well done.
Good execution. I am happy again with that. Again, this is actually a backup strat. This is a backup strat which is made easier for the wheel. Essentially, we just want to clear all the threats so we can open up that little vent in a moment. But there are some strats to like open a vent whilst you're taking damage a little bit, but just to kind of clear the space in the air because, you know, obviously there's a lot going on for us. Might as well loot. We got a baton charge.
Baton charge. Those are the rarest things. So we just used a very, very valuable baton charge for this strategy, and you use the baton charge in the fast strategy as well. So you use one either way. But
so basically, we just secured M17. We just secured M17, didn't we?
Yeah, because you were like, when we were practicing, we were like, well, what's the backup strat? It's like, I don't play no major glitches.
So it's just kind of like, do it and hope for the best, really. That's kind of it. Like, you just have to be a little bit more stealthy. But essentially what we'll do in Mission 17 is that there is a human that is a threat in that bit. We'll just stun baton him, and essentially we can be stealthy from the rest of the point, because as long as you are stealthy in that whole mission, the xenomorph won't drop in the first area. So that's some pretty good going. Okay, so I'm gonna get our revolver out quickly because
this strategy I think is extra cool.
2 questions really quick, Nico.
Go for it.
One, since I saw a few times being asking, with the whole wheel and the whole setup, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you normally do for like streaming? 'Cause I imagine the wheel happens more than just Alien Isolation.
Absolutely. So Alien Isolation has been one of the games that I have got myself into primarily, and it's like I say it's like the main game I run, but as a majority, as of like the last like 6-7 months, I've focused primarily content on the steering wheel, which is to play games on unconventional methods, aka the steering wheel. And I've got a now Team Unconventional Overkill, which is surrounding other unconventional streamers in any kind of different fashion and format of what controllers they use. I will actually go on to that in a second as well, because I actually do have a new peripheral very soon to be utilizing. It's not just going to be wheel content, it's going to be the Ultra Racer 64 controller that I will be utilizing. So essentially, like, my streams nowadays are unconventional playthroughs. So again, we did Undertale recently on a steering wheel, the Genocide route, which was like an immensely tough run, which took, I think it was the encompassment of like over 20 hours, 314 deaths alone on Sands. World first, by the way, which was amazing to be as accomplishment of. I just find any kind of game, I'll see if I can play on the steering wheel, basically. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So yes, I do like casual playthroughs. I do speedruns as well. I do Silent Hill 4 on a steering wheel. I've done Jazz Punk. Silent Hill 1. So many games off the top of my head I can't remember, but still, it's a lot of fun. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I can attest for the high quality of Nico's content. It's absolutely fantastic, filled with memes and specifically cheese.
No. The one that is the James Made Cheese song. It's a lot of fun. It's people's favorites.
For one follow-up, though, we did talk about it a little bit during the break, but during the GDU shows, we do like to promote runner wellness. So either during the end of this mission or the next one, if we go to time for a small break.
Yeah, I think before we do the next mission, we could take a small break. That's no problem.
All right, yeah, just let us know when and we can.
We're about to hit the end of mission 8. You know, we forgot to cover lore. Nico, we got distracted.
Yeah, absolutely.
We did, did we?
Do you want to quickly catch up then whilst we're at it?
Yeah. So the start of this mission, I think we covered a little bit of the start of this mission, but we ultimately connected with, we ultimately finally got back to Taylor and Samuels with the meds for Taylor. That's why we went to the whole medical area, just so we can try to help out our friend, which is not bad. We should help out our friend, but it was a very long process and a lot of detours to help out Taylor. So we're finally back, and then I did mention that Wait sent us off to do the transit, but we never actually introduced Waits. So Waits is the head honcho of the station. He's the marshal, and Nico, you started to mention it, that he has set up a haven. So right now we're in the Marshal Bureau, which is supposed to be his haven. So the people who have not gone rogue with their guns and started looting and hoarding stuff to try to outlast this alien have come to this haven, trying to stay safe in the haven. Safe in the bureau and everything locked down. So anyway, in the haven, we also have our friend Marlo locked up here. Marlo was one of the surviving members of the Anisadora.
Ooh,
nice. Was one of the surviving members of the Anisadora, and the Anisadora is the ship that brought the flight recorder, the corrupted flight recorder, to Sevastopol Station that Ripley was looking for. He also happened to bring something else, which we're just about to learn about after the break.
Absolutely. So we'll take a quick pause here then.
All right, right now seems like a pretty good time. Just so everyone's aware, during these longer runs, occasionally we do have runs that can go up to like about 4 hours or so. We do like to make sure that even though we can do it in one go, we like to promote runner wellness. So this will be a quick wellness break for not just the runner, but for all of us, in case you need to stand up, go to the bathroom, grab water, do whatever you need. This is a time just to kind of stretch your legs so you don't die of blood clots. It's a very important thing. As well, you don't get it very often in watching speedruns, so you don't have to miss any of the action while doing that. We're going to be right back very quick. I do hope that you all have been enjoying the show, but we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Hope you're all refreshed, everyone. Hope you're all having a good day. So Nico, how about we continue where we left off? Feel free to count us in and we can get the time going once again.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so now we are on mission 9, which is basically like a big throwback to alien lovers who like the Alien movie and Prometheus. So just before we do go ahead with some lore, I'm just going to quickly do a little plug. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Nico Hartz, a speedrunner, steering wheel speedrunner, variety streamer. Come over and check me out on the twitch.tv/Nico Hartz. I stream like 3 days, 4 days a week, or depending on schedule, but yeah, you expect like 8 to 14 hour streams, or 8 to 12, sorry. Cutting down my hours a little bit. But yeah, please come and check me out sometime. It'd be lovely to see you guys over there. Dre. would you like to plug yourself as well and also explain a bit about the lore?
Oh, I was going to say Nico. Nico was an awesome streamer. You guys should check him out. He's being too kind, having me plug myself as well. Yeah, I'm not quite as full time as Nico. I try to stream, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I like doing some speedrun related content. I've been kind of switching gears. I'm swapping over Resident Evil in anticipation of Resident Evil 8, which I'm very excited for. It should be pretty exciting to learn a new run. But
so just as a quick interjection,
go ahead.
Yes, I will be doing Resident Evil 8 on a steering wheel when it comes out, so please expect Resident Evil 8 steering wheel speed. Well, not speed runs yet, maybe, but we will get to that at some point. Please continue.
Also, just asking. So I saw people in chat mention this before the break.
Yes.
I'm assuming this is one of those missions where it's mostly just walking forward. Because I heard people mention you ordered.
I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just kind of like lay back and just like one-handed drive, because this is a bit of it's a bit of an auto walker, yeah.
Yeah, this is what we call the Mission 9 auto scroller. It's a fantastic mission, right? In terms of atmosphere, it is really well done when you're casually playing. It looks epic. That said, for the speedrun, it does get pretty repetitive pretty fast because you kind of press W and then press E a couple times.
Rich, what did you do? Why am I a reflection? Oh, good lord. Yeah, the helmet is doing a thing.
I've seen it for a second. That's amazing.
Oh, good lord.
All right, we should probably hop on the lore.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I got so distracted by my face that I forgot
we
to
still got
get
like
hyped up.
6 minutes of Mission 9 left. That's all right.
Please continue, Dre.
All right, so Mission 9 is it's basically, this is the one and only mission we do not play as Amanda Ripley. We have taken a step back in time, and we're in the position of Marlowe, the guy whom we were just speaking right before the break. This is they recently found the distress call that was the Nostromo. They don't know it's the Nostromo, but that was the Nostromo, and they're going to check it out. We're like, dude, this payload could be huge. What can we get here from this distress signal we found on planet LV-426? You know, like what's going on? And so this whole atmosphere is inspired by the alien movie Prometheus, which I admittedly have not seen yet. So if I say something wrong, forgive me. But yeah, and so this ultimately, so we're on the space station right now. We're on the planet, and this is a little bit dangerous. We are with our crew, Meeks, Heist, and Foster. Foster being Foster in the red being Marlowe's wife at the time. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to try to, again, help our friends this time do an alternative routing. So we're going to use this little pipe bomb to go 3, 2, 1. Boom. Easy peasy. So now they think they can make a way through. We can, again, alternatively go up this bit with a heist. And then we're actually going to encounter the spaceship that was mentioned by Dre, which is pretty much the direct correlation to the movie Prometheus, if you guys have seen that.
Real question is, will you get Running Boy?
It doesn't look like it today. So let's talk about Running Boy for a second. There is a very, 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 very rare chance that our buddy Heist will just literally sprint at you in space. I believe 3 people have encountered it over the whole course of its speedrun life, and it is very, very peculiar. There is no real information as to how or why it happened. Nobody communicates it. It's just literally, it just works. Basically, as quoted by the lovely Todd Howard, it just works basically. And if you manage to get it, you could save probably like 10-15 seconds in an M9 run. It's a very, very rare case. It's in my clips. It's in my clips somewhere. So if you guys want to go hunting around in my Alien Isolation clips, you'll probably see Running Boy. I know, right? Okay, so quickly before we do anything, we're actually going to press forwards in the little opacity load there, because that actually helps us get in front of the humans here. We kind of want to be in front as much as possible, so that we can direct people a little bit easier towards where we need to go, and at the perfect time as well. Again, this is like, even though it's an auto walker, there is like points where we want the RNG to be specific. We want Meeks, who's going to give us a heist in a moment, to land specifically at one point. If it kind of derails a little bit, then it's obviously a little bit of a delay, him walking back to us. So we'll see what happens. But Dre, please take some more lore away.
Oh yeah, that's about all the lore I know so far. What we're going to see though is this is the derelict that we have the distress signal. And I think what we're about to run into is a queen. Is that correct?
I think it's the. I
feel like I should know. I'm not.
I believe it's the navigator, isn't it?
Position.
It's the navigator that's in the middle, from what I can recollect.
Okay. Like I said, I haven't seen Prometheus, and I think a lot of people will be like, "I'm jealous of you, Dre. I haven't seen Prometheus." From what I've heard, I feel like people are jealous that I haven't seen this.
I just have a simple question that I guess kind of have to wonder, given that you play these games a lot on the steering wheel, right?
Yeah. So initially, I played on mouse and keyboard. So it's been a hot minute since I've not played it on keyboard and mouse. But there are a variety of different runs that you can do on keyboard and mouse. For example, the crouch clipping only. Crouch clipping only requires the actor of the mouse wheel to be able to bind to, say, the crouch button. If you do it at a speed, it will actually kind of advance you through doors, like as I mentioned earlier on. We've tried it with the steering wheel. We have tried that one with the steering wheel. It's just possible, but it's very, very tough, is the best way I can say. Very tough.
The question I have is actually a lot dumber. I'm just wondering, because I know normally controllers can have wear and tear. Like, you had to do any maintenance on your wheel?
So yes, actually.
Because I wonder, because I've had controllers and the button gets stuck, they start drifting. I'm like, if you use this very often, I'm imagining something's happened, right?
So, you know what's funny, actually? This actually will tie very well to talking about Undertale, because I did send off my friend Pal Dizzy here for repairs, and I swapped over to a recent purchase of the Switch version of this steering wheel specifically, because it got to a point where, when I was turning, or I was trying to do inputs, that it was unfortunately doing double inputs, or it was just not holding an input correctly. And then we switched over to the Switch wheel, and it was absolutely fine. So it was a case that it was either not recognizing, or it was double inputting to a point where it would cancel the input after the double input. So yeah, send it off for repairs. It landed in the perfect spot. Thank you, Meeks. Thank you. So yeah, we've had some repairs done, basically. And as you can tell, after repairs, it did have a little black mustache. It's now got a a little grey tuft in it, so you can tell through its repairs it's gained a little bit of age. But funny little story, actually. Funny little story is that we're going to be celebrating the first birthday of Pal Dizzy very, very soon as well, on June 11th. We are literally throwing a birthday party for a steering wheel. I'm not even joking. We got cake, balloons, the whole store. We're throwing a straight-up birthday party on my Twitch channel, June 11th, by the way. It's going to be giveaways, the whole lot. Merch giveaways. The more I talk about it, the more bizarre it becomes. So, there we go. There's an invitation to you, all of you GDQ chat right here. If you want to come to Pal Dizzy's first birthday, June 11th, 2021. Okay, did you want to hit us with a little bit of lingerie?
Right there. Marlo just touched this. We just found the distress beacon, and he was like, "This is such a weird beacon," and he decides the best solution is to touch it, because you just touch mysterious things, you have no idea what they are, and then it turned off. He's like, "Okay, good. That's exactly what I wanted to happen." So they turned off the beacon, and they're like, "All right, we're ready to go." But he's observing that this is not something he's ever really seen before. Whilst he's doing that, his friends are setting up a winch, because they just found something huge, and that's what they're talking about. There, you can see the winch off in the distance, so we're gonna write it down. Now we just had our bathroom break, thanks to the nature of the hotfix run, giving some runner wellness. But usually during the alien run, this is when we have about right around 60 seconds after hopping on this winch to run and do our pee break.
Exactly. If you can pee %, then you're absolutely fine. So, I hate this winch sometimes. It doesn't want to press E on it. I don't know why.
The prompt is a little tricky, but that's all right. You got it.
I feel like as well. Yeah, I feel like as well. One of my sorry to interject. One of my bindings has added dead zone to it for some reason. So I am having to work around my own bindings, because when I did Undertale the other day, I added some dead zones so that I don't make any bad inputs, if you know what I mean. So I think I forgot to change it, but it's not an issue. Anyway, sorry, Ectosis.
I was just saying, in hindsight, we could have just made the break right here, and I think about it.
Yeah, we could have done this.
Mid-winch
I
ride.
forgot this mission was a thing, admittedly.
Yeah. Again, this is
All good.
I don't want to say forgettable mission, but this is the slowest mission that it doesn't require a lot of our focus, right?
I actually just thought it came later into the game.
Oh, really?
I thought it was like mission like 10 or something.
I can see what you mean. Well, we're coming up into mission 10, speaking of. It's a segue into. So.
And the way it all works out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so.
Yeah,
We're now
so
going to be
here's the,
finishing up by skipping a cutscene, and the cutscene that we are skipping is basically one of the members of the crew gets injected, well, not injected, infected by one of the xenomorphs. So what they do unknowingly is they actually bring a brewing xenomorph within the stomach of a human on board, and thusly led to the infestation of the xenomorphs on Sebastopol. So,
Yep, that's the second thing Marlo brought here. He brought his wife, who's filled with xenomorph babies.
Yay!
One, I guess. Oh boy! Hey, they're having kids! Yay! I just say Marlo was just ecstatic to hear that news.
Nice. It's
I'll be honest, I had that one written down.
Oh, goodness me. All right, so we're now going to be getting our favorite weapon of Alien Isolation, which I'm sure many of you have seen before, the flamethrower. The most, like, beneficial and, like needed weapon of this run. Because we're going to be using it to actually, to shoot at the xenomorphs, but in a very, very effective way, because we don't want to waste fuel. When we're on Nightmare, we forgot to clarify this as well, but we might as well do it now, seeing as we have the flamethrower.
Perfect timing. I was waiting for this.
Is you use 2 times the amount of fuel that you would say a novice. So we have to be extremely sparing with this, with the flamethrower. So what we do is we do like quick bursts of the flamethrower. So basically we literally just tap it. Now I've obviously got it onto my my little gear shift here, so I can literally tap quickly. But if we like hold it, then we are wasting so much fuel, and we are very like strict with the amount of fuel that we have on a Nightmare. So you gotta be on point with it. You don't want to waste any fuel here.
Furthermore, you'll see a couple strategies where we actually wait and run in specific spots so we can flame Steve at just the right areas. It's just that he goes up specific vents, because then that makes the cycles different than if he goes through other vents as well.
Exactly.
And the reason we have to do that is because of our limited fuel. If we were to use our fuel all just, brute force, he'll go up other vents, he'll drop more frequently. Even though it seems faster, ultimately we'll run out of fuel and we'll be stuck. Nice. I think you're really set on blasting cap.
Yeah, like we've actually got some good loot today, which is quite nice.
Better than average loot RNG. That's for sure.
So let's make a Molotov. Let's like try and craft as much of a Molotov as we can. Right. And a bit of pipe bomb as well.
Another fun fact as well about this, loot, is that you don't want to, I guess for this, we'll see a little more later, is that for the Molotov, you don't want to fully craft it until after mission 12.
Mm-hmm. It's good to like have things ready to craft. I mean, because you do have to use scrap as well to craft an item. But if you can get everything else sort of like prepped towards it, then you can kind of manage building items down the road. Now, I'm going to do the backup strat for this. There is a strat here where you can like bring the attention of the forthcoming xenomorph over to the left side, and then you can kind of run upwards. But I'm just going to sprint burst my way through, and we're going to be doing a well-debated strat called the Boom Room. Now, this has been contested as a major glitch or no major glitch for the longest time. It's the best way we can say it. And then they just kind of gave up with discussions for a bit, so we just kept it as a no major glitch. I mean, as not a major glitch. So what is essentially going to happen is that we're going to be entering a room in a second. It's going to go boom, so headphone users, please beware. It's going to then temporarily disable the xenomorph. Boom! Temporarily disable the xenomorph from dropping up until the server room, essentially. Now, we are also looking out for a red tint. If there is a red tint, then it means we have to actually enter the room to the left and then open up a door to reset the tint of our screens. Luckily, we did not get it, so we actually saved about 5 seconds from not having to correct internal game issue. Now we can just run the rest of the way. Now, we're going to pick up some loot here as well. Dre, did you want to take over for a little bit?
Oh, I think you asked the question. What was that?
Yeah, what happens if you keep the tint?
It basically blows out the opacity of screens so that you can't actually, like say, hack or know what you're inputting. You kind of would have to do everything by memory. But imagine if you have to do the line game and you can't see what you're doing.
By memory. That's a fun.
No, like, you wouldn't be able to do the line games at all, which is quite like a necessity for this game as well. So, yeah, you want to get rid of that tint, essentially.
To reflect on a couple questions I see in chat, to reiterate, I guess, Steve is the speedrunner deemed name for the alien.
Yes,
reason being that we've dealt with him enough that you start to fall in love with him. He starts to become like really cute, more so than scary, and it's just Steve. Steve's our home.
And again, this game is run in Italian. It is 30 seconds faster of the language packs. French is technically faster. Italian, by most speedrunners' preference, Italian is preferred by majority anyway.
The audio cues are easier to hear in Italian.
Yeah, exactly.
I
The
should
audio
have
cues
asked
are
her French,
important
by
for
the
the
way.
show.
I should have asked her French today. I do like the French.
We should have done, actually.
Yeah, we could have swapped.
Next time.
Next French flag in my room.
I should have thought about that. God damn.
I forgot too. A lot of people asked if it's Italian flag. Nope, it's French.
Well, to be fair, if we do get the race into GDQ, we'll make sure that it's in French because it'll actually be beneficial because we could save like a second or so.
Yeah, it's about 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, that'll be a problem if we
I
get into
literally told this the other day.
I'll make up for the 20 minutes.
It will. Any second.
Well, we'll make sure to run it on novice primarily for the race, but again, it could be incentive for Nightmare. That'd be fun.
I should probably cover a little bit of lore, maybe not in lore, but just the background of what's going on here.
Yes, please do, yeah.
We were talking to Waits, right? Waits is the head honcho marshal, and again, what his goal is to deal with the alien situation, right? His job, he's hired to protect the station, so that's what he's trying to do. So he has a couple plans, and the first of those plans is those plans is to try to trap the alien in this section of the game, or in this section of the map. This section of the map has a lockdown feature. Oh, also, Nico's going to do a safety save here. This is actually a part of the run safety save, not even a marathon safety save. Oh, very nice, very nice.
I'm going to still save reload anyway, just for the sake of it.
Yep, because it resets Steve, just how we want him. And so he's trying to protect the station at all costs. And so what we're going to try to do is lock the alien in the server farm here. He mentioned, Waits describes it as for piracy protocols within Sebastopol. That this entire section can be completely locked down. And so if we can get the xenomorph inside and then lock it down, we're good to go.
Right.
We will see. Oh, yes, bro.
Okay, he drops on the other side. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, perfect. Nice. I forgot how to be quiet there. I can't hear your game, Nico, so I'm
that's fine.
I forget these things that time.
Yeah, please
we gotta
continue,
go to RNG. Yes, where was I? Oh, we will see that the things will go awry, so we'll ultimately have to go to Plan B, which I'll cover Plan B when we get to Plan B.
All right, so now we're going to be doing like a little bit of like a setup here. We want to make sure that the xenomorph can't get through certain doors. So we're hitting these buttons to hit the emergency override, and we're now going to be doing a distraction technique again to bring the xenomorph over to confuse the path that it should be set on. Wait for the drop.
This drop is scripted, by the way, so unless he hears other sounds, he will always drop.
So we whack that twice and then make our way around here. So it's going to try to go to where it heard the, the wrench hits. And it's going to go, all right, I guess there's nothing here. We're going to now craft a noisemaker. Noisemaker is beneficial for Mission 15 as a backup strat. I'm also going to build the med kit. I'm going to heal just temporarily. I'm also going to check what else I can build. So Molotov is fine. Pipe bomb is fine. All right, flamethrower we'll bring up. I'm going to do another safety save in a second. And the backup strats for exiting into Gemini.
Good luck to you.
All right, here we go.
This is similar to Mission 3. This is very hairy. We are assisted by the flamethrower, except that we have humans directly in our way instead of Steve hunting down humans. So it's a bit tricky.
And I am going to the keyboard to do the menu bit because we don't have as many inputs as we want for the wheel, so that is allowed in this instance. But obviously, if you are able to map it, then you can. All right, here comes the exit. This is again quite a risky area, so let's get some.
I'm gonna let you focus here.
Yeah, let's get some bless emotes in the chat if we do have any. That'd be fantastic. Here we go. So backup strat. Here we go. Run all the way down to the bottom. Sprint burst. When we're at the top,
Dove vado?
run. Okay, good. He's not in the way, so we can just literally run now. And we just do a random scream for no reason whatsoever. So just Ripley scared. Fantastic.
Yeah. Every so often in the game,
Nice, no shot as well.
To do with when you're like if the game has some sort of lapse in what your height position is, or Ripley will scream. A fun fact is in mission 10 here, there is a door that every time you look at, Ripley will scream. Has something to do with the geometry.
It's so
of the floor,
funny, man.
But it's the scary door. The section where it is, we just finished, but it's in that last lower end section.
So welcome into one of the most hated parts of Mission 10. Gemini usually is another run killer, so we need to make sure that there is a lot of focus for this bit. So let's touch on the lore very, very quickly here, and then there's going to be a good bit of focus.
Oh yeah, so this is, so the lockdown failed, and so Waits has sent us on a second plane. That's pretty much all the lore there is. I just want to say that this is arguably the hardest part of the No Major Glitches speedrun. It's my personal hardest. Some people also have a difficult time with a couple of the later missions, but personally, this one kills the most of my No Major Glitches attempts.
Yep, and mine too. Because if the xenomorph is not in the right pattern, oh boy,
yeah, we have so little fuel. We have to get exactly the right cycle.
Okie dokie. So hopefully, Android here will go over to the left. Perfect. That means we can go to this computer without it realizing that we're touching its stuff. Oh, all right. Here comes focus point.
Oh, this is
Okay. Nice. So those were the little flame bursts that we mentioned there. We just want to literally tap it really, really quickly. We want at least 3 to 4 flame bursts to make it go up vents as soon as it gets hit. So we did the 3 flame bursts, it goes up. That's the pattern that we wanted to be in. Now, there is extra patterns that you have to do in accordance to all of this, but again, it's a bit weird with the steering wheel, so I'm going to have to make some sort of like quick alterations for what I need to do. So you may see some not normal strats. I'm just going to go for it. Nice. Camera was favorable.
nice.
Here we go. So we're going to get a drop of the xenomorph in a moment. You can hear it.
Nice.
Perfect.
That's just the right cycle. So far, we're on cycle. This is good. It's actually really good.
All right, let's see how this goes.
This is where the cycle can tend to get messed up, though. So we'll fingers crossed.
We are going to save here.
Oh yeah, save.
That's good. It dropped upstairs.
Perfect. You're still on cycle.
All right, get the.
Okay, so I'll explain what's about to happen up here. Unless you need to focus.
Yes, I'll focus.
Okay.
Okay. 1,
So Nico has this.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Beautiful.
Oh, I knew that was going to happen.
Oh, no,
he
that's
dropped
beautiful.
far
Never mind.
too early. He dropped far too early
That's
there.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that can happen. So what I'm going to do instead of like initially hitting it is I'm just going to take a little bit of time because he actually dropped early because of how, how alerted he is essentially. So if we do this without flaming him first, that should be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Very nice. Droid is dead. So what Nico just did there is that he pipe bombed the droid as soon as it left the thing. Reason being is that the droid is required to, I guess not required. It's required. Required, or he's very essential to getting out of that room.
Yeah. So there's a few ways that you can kill it. Maybe you didn't notice, Ray, but there's a few ways you can kill it, which is either revolver shooting in the head 6 times, I believe, a novice, or the pipe bomb.
Yeah, the pipe bomb. The pipe bomb is by far the easiest and safest way, considering Steve. But you kill the droid, and then it basically kind of soft locks you.
Yep.
And so what happens is the devs, knowing the self-lock exists, if you kill the droid, the doors just automatically open. You see this glitch as well in Portal 2 runs, and I find that really cool that some of the glitches can kind of go one after another. Like use a self-lock prevention, and you make yourself go fast.
All right, so now that the dialogue is finished, we're now going to be actually sprint bursting again. Essentially, the AI of the Xenomorph starts as soon as that dialogue is finished. Now, again, this is another major focus moment. We're going to be looting the body to make sure that everything is all good to go. So, Dre, it's time to take over. It's time to take over here.
Absolutely. So this is another, this section as well is very, very important on the cycle. And you'll see especially, we need Steve to drop, there's a certain vent we need Steve to drop from and enter back into at the bottom of this ladder that we're about to see. And in order to get him to come out of that, just to be sure, we're gonna shoot a revolver and smack the door and just wait. It is much faster to do that than to not wait, try to run past it, because we'll have to flame Steve considerably more times than if he just up vents up here. It's very unusual why he stays up in the vent so long, if we flame him here, but nonetheless, it's super essential for the speedrun version of this. Of course, we don't have to run, but if we don't have to run, we're not going very fast. So,
all right, so bad pattern. So we're going to try to make him bent down by whacking this area. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make enough noise.
Yeah, sometimes just RNG where he is, and we need to kind of usher him so he's on a what is it called? I think it's like a set cycle.
I almost spent more priority turning on the fan speed of my AC over the drop of the Xenomorph there.
Oh gosh.
So actually, a question on the Xenomorph really quick.
Sorry, what's that?
A question on the Xenomorph. Outside the flamethrower, is there any way of getting rid of him?
Absolutely, yeah. So intended ways other than the flamethrower is Molotov, right? It has another big burst of flame. Also, there's red canisters. Look when Nico turns around at those red canisters. Right there. Oh, also a good time for a safety save. Yeah. If you shoot those red canisters with a revolver, those also explode in a plume of flame, and those will also scare Steve away. You can also handle Steve a little bit. If you shoot him with the shotgun, it will stun him long enough you can run past him. Now, he's going to keep chasing you right after that, but it will stun him. And let's see here. A pipe bomb will stun him. And finally, there is I learned from our friend Nico, my friend Democules, there is a way to kill Steve as well. Technically. Oh no! I mean, that's why we do the safety save. That's why we do the safety save.
That's why we do the safety save, my friends.
There are some doors in the game that Steve is unable to open, no matter how hard he tries, and if there's no vent in the room. Basically, if he gets in that room, but he can't get out, and you flame him such that he's looking for a vent, he will just despawn instead. Now, a new alien spawns, so it looks like he just teleported, but it's still really cool. You do technically kill the alien by exploiting this bug. We don't use it in the run though. It's far too slow.
He's come around here. All right, quickly.
Oh baby, that was clutch. Nice. So now you can just run to this door. That's perfect. Sketchy but perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely intentional.
So what Waits was having us do is, this is a part of the space station that actually ejects from the space station. It is known as Project KG-348. So we are orbiting around the planet KG-348, and this is a lab that's supposed to be able to launch off the station to get closer look and study the planet for mineral resource harvesting. That said, what you can also do is fly directly into the planet and killing everything inside of the lab. So. Ripley used us as alien bait because he knows how much Steve likes following us around, and he just launched a station with us in it. So we are now desperately trying to get off of this thing. Nico's doing a safer strat here to save a bit more fuel, being on the wheel and doing a marathon. It's not too much of a time loss to walk here instead of run here. It's like doing a Adagio waltz instead of an Allegro waltz. You know how it be, my music people.
What?
Maybe.
Oh.
Really?
Dang, he's being feisty.
He's been so feisty today. I'm actually so shocked. What? I don't want to get in here. Why am I getting in here? Why? Oh, if it goes to strat different, I can't afford. He will go straight to the bench if I do that. I'm actually freaking out right now. I'm actually feeling the nerves.
GDQ pressure. Hey, that's all good.
Steve just wants to be famous.
Yeah. Oh. There he is. Can you trigger the cutscene? Oh my gosh. So, for those of you guys who didn't see what happened, Nico Hart just ran out of flamethrower fuel. That said, as soon as you hit the activation for this cutscene, you're safe, right? You jumped in. The door just opened in time. We stunned Steve just long enough without the fuel that we stunned him just long enough. Nico was able to hop in the cutscene and get away barely on time. That was literally like a perfect transition from the like what the cutscene's supposed to be.
My poor heart.
Oh my gosh. And that concludes a very successful mission 10.
Yeah. In all fairness, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. That could have been
that
like
was
it
just
was
a one death mission 10. That was awesome.
Like we had so much worse luck in our practice. So
oh gosh, I think we spent like an hour in mission 10
yeah,
on practice.
It was unfortunate. So we are redeeming time from our practice. So we should be able to reach estimate right now.
That was crazy, dude. That was poggers.
So if you enjoyed the tensiveness of that mission, make sure to come over to twitch.tv/NicoHart. The cheeky plug. All right, so let's continue with the lore. So essentially, we've been heard from the lovely friend that is the Marshall Waits, who's the person who initially got us locked in KG in the first place. That whole bit there, he was the one who intently trapped us to try to get rid of like the threat and us because again, lovely people. We got back in touch with him and we're just kind of like, why knowingly did you do that? And he's like, I had no choice. I had to. So we're gonna try to encounter him to give him the 1-2 with our dialect.
It's actually a really cool take on the trolley problem as well for anyone who likes to consider the what's the word for it? I guess the psychology side of things. Well, it's not psychology. What is it? Ethics? The ethics side of things is it's basically a glorified trolley problem, which I find very, very interesting, and I love that they squeezed that into the story of this game.
Mm-hmm. This bit is a lot of fun because there is a handful of ways that you can do this. I'm actually, you know what, Dre? I'm actually going to take a little bit of a tip from the World Records Rumble. This is something that we didn't do in practice. I'm going to see if I can make Dre react in a way. I'm not going to tell you what it is, Ray. I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to do this until I do it.
Sounds like I'm in for an awesome surprise. Oh, tell them about the Demarco bot, too.
But yeah, up until this point, like, we just encountered a load of humans over there. They're a bit like, that's a human that we don't know. Why is it there? So it's kind of like now on the lookout for us. And, that's the best way I can say this. So, yeah, Ray, do you want to take over for a second?
Oh, I was gonna mention, yeah, so the bot that Nico just activated, it has Herald on the side, so a lot of people call it a Herald. It is also known as, I believe, a Demarco bot.
Damabot. So you might be actually seeing him in the chat there earlier on. Sorry, I'm going to actually interject here.
That's why I said, Nico, you should cover this one. Yeah.
There was actually a person in the chat earlier on you might have seen by the name of Damocles. Damocles was actually a QA tester for this game, and he basically said, why does this bot here, which is kind of like important for us to get in one place or the other, why does it not have a recognition on the tracker? So the guys at Creative Assembly said, okay, we'll give it like a little bit of a life form, so that way you can actually see on a tracker, and by that, it is known as Damobots. It's pretty cool.
Heck yeah, dude.
All right, so for now, I think it's time to take over because there's a little bit of focus going on.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Nico just dropped a safety save because this part is a little bit sketchy. We have a security guard with a revolver, and like we mentioned, in Nightmare modes, revolvers are deadly. They can quite literally one-shot you, and if they don't one-shot you, they did anywhere from 40% to 60% of your health, depending on where it hit. Which makes them incredibly deadly because just 2 shots of revolver and you're almost certainly dead.
All right, so we're gonna whack the side here, go around, do this thing. By the way, there was a question in chat, so we'll reiterate. We're using a software WASD or ReWASD with the RWA Apex wheel, which is recognized as an Xbox 360 controller to convert into keyboard and mouse.
I love how I was mid reply typing that one up too.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Dead.
Oh, there we go. That was much safer.
Much safer. I like the fact that he kind of ragdolled a bit there. That was kind of funny, wasn't it?
That's the best part about the shotgun in this game.
Oh, come on!
Oh no! Nico, not again! Don't repeat Monday. Or Tuesday for you.
Android, please. Will you not? I don't like you. Quite a lot. That's my rhyme. I hope you enjoyed it.
There we go.
Yay, rhyme time.
Mad skills. Mad rhymes.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot this android here because he's in our way.
Oh, very nice. Good droid tickle.
Droid tickle, exactly. So, the next bit that we're going to be doing here is there's a little cutscene trigger there. Basically, it's going to activate the dialogue. Oh, we just got his shoulder.
Very nice.
Oh, my
So when the droids
goodness
are
me.
sideways like that and they turn around to grab you, it's very unpredictable where they're going to grab you exactly, which makes the droid tickle more difficult.
There is a revolver guy above, or wait, was that loot? Yes, it was. Like, we don't need
It's
it.
because you reloaded, I think.
No, it was scrap. So, all right, so no sniper, please. We got no sniper, that's perfect. So, essentially, if there
Nice.
was a sniper there or revolver guy, then it would have been instant death because they love to shoot you. And if they get a hold of you, it's instant KO pretty much because they'll shoot multiple shots, which is it's a lot of fun. Now, we're just going to make our way back to the Colonel Marshall Bureau. Basically, we find out that Ricardo, our friend Ricardo, is the only one alive around there because, unfortunately, everyone else met the sad fate of the encampment of a xenomorph, which is always fun times, isn't it?
Oh, not the xenomorph. The androids.
Yes, that's it. Sorry, Andrew. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, they're as creepy as the xenomorph is supposed to be. So, you know.
Yeah, same thing. You know,
I guess
the things that threaten us anyway.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. So the androids that we're dancing with, and kind of part of the lore as well that I think I left out by mistake, is that the androids are very, very hostile. So Apollo is in the alien universe. This is a very it's a dystopian universe where an AI controls basically most of everything that goes on, at least commercially. Again, I don't fully know all of the lore, and so if I say something wrong, everyone, you are welcome to correct me. But yes, the AI control is very, very controlling of what a lot was going on. So the AI of this station is called Apollo. There's different AIs at different places, but this one's Apollo, and Apollo does not like what we're doing. That we got the alien off the station. It sent the droids to be full hostile mode. We are now a threat to the quarantine because it's trying to protect the xenomorph. And so the droids, because we launched the alien off the station, the droids have gone into full hostility mode and are killing everything on sight.
All right, so I'm gonna get my revolver now. So I'm not gonna shoot the android that's to our left. I'm actually just gonna keep on running, and there's a reason why. Because depending on how far you run and how fast you run, you can actually make that android not occur like in this area at all. So we'll see what goes on. So we'll see what happens because we can either have one or two androids that we'll have to be dancing around with in a moment. And what I mean by dancing around is that we don't really want to waste too much ammo, but if we have the ability to, we'll just kind of, you know, play Ring Around the Roses. Okay, this is a little bit awkward, so see how this goes. Phew, okay, that was a risk of being grabbed there. So now we just want to, like, run around. There's one little box here that we can loot, and then we'll make our way into Mission 13. We actually managed to catch up in a little bit of time, which is... I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah, runs started a bit rough, but we're making it really smooth now, which is awesome.
So like the unfortunate that was like mission 2, like that literally can happen to anyone. I have never encountered the bad luck of the human like turning around, the first human turning around with the flare. So I'm glad that everything else is falling into place.
Yeah, this is going very smooth.
Okay, so it should be opening now. Perfect. All right, into Mission 13 we go. Nice. So again, welcome into Games on Quick today. Welcome into Alien Isolation. By the way, this run is Nightmare, no major glitches. So Nightmare is one of the more difficult categories that you can run. There is no like HUDs, there is no health. Basically, we have to use damage values to kind of calculate what health we have. So there's maths that goes involved with this as well, but we are limited on loot, we're limited on the fuel usage. It's an extremely tough run, and adding that with the steering wheel just makes it just a joy to play. So I think it's time to talk about some lore. So Dre, are you happy to talk about Mission 13?
So our friends, so the only survivor of the great droid, the droid attack, I guess, is our new friend Ricardo that we met in Mission 10, and Samuels and Taylor are our crewmates. Other than that, no one else survived. So we are now trying to track down Samuels, who went to Seeks and Synthetics, and what he's attempting to do is talk to Apollo, the AI that I just mentioned. He's trying to talk to Apollo to tell Apollo, hey, we got this creature off. The creature is no longer on the station. Open up comms again so we can contact the Taurans, the ship how we got here, so we can tell the Taurans, hey, pick us up, we're ready to go. We want off. There's a creature on the station. So Ripley's trying to follow Samuel, help him out with that, and we're back in season synthetics. I should note as well. This is where we left mission 7.
Yes, that's correct. So. Do you want to say like a cool thing about like this, like the map usage as well?
Yeah, one of my personal favorite things too about this game is how elegantly it reuses portions of the map. It makes the station, like the station is supposed to have this feeling of being really, really immense, but of course it takes a lot of time to add this much detail to a game. And so, you know, you can't just whimsically make the game as huge as possible. So this game actually reuses a lot of the areas, except you kind of go to different parts of the areas and you do different things in the areas, such that it just really makes the map feel really immense. Like you're
By the way, headphone users. Sorry, should have mentioned that a little bit earlier.
I got carried away.
Yeah, it's all good. Like I got carried away as well. Just to answer a question in the chat saying, but why the steering wheel? I will reply, why not? I like to play games unconventionally. I'm planning to bring a lot more peripherals into my realm of play. So right now, it's steering wheel time.
No
we
Superman
didn't get the minor glitch for what we like to call Superman, so we lost 2 seconds there, technically. If we did the Superman, the camera would have technically been unlocked and unbound, so we would actually go over the points of that little view there, and we could have got to that vent a little bit quicker. So, sorry. Okay, it's lore time. Lore time.
Oh, yeah, actually, we just hit the right end of the lore right there. That was perfect. So, strategy-wise, Nico's going to take out his flamethrower. Oh, wait, actually, I think it's empty, isn't it? And we're gonna very kindly suggest this android that he doesn't grab us. That one is one that will grab us if we walk by him. By the way, some of the androids laying in the ground will grab you if you didn't know. So we're gonna kindly suggest that he doesn't.
All right. So we got 3 of these, well, technically 4 of these terminals here that we need to turn on. When we get to the second one, it's actually going to turn, like one of the droids are going to activate. So we have to do everything quickly now. So, turn on this one.
This is another timing dependent mode here.
Exactly. So, turn around. We're going to get into the third one here. Now, there might be some loot down to the right, but there isn't this time. So, we can actually progress over to the left one. Now, we're going to be expecting one punch over here. So, if we did things in the right timing, we'll get just a punch and we can run. There we go, there's the punch. So now that it's swung his punch, it's kind of like a little bit like debilitated of like moving like towards us. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why it didn't let us move correctly there. We're now, do you want to talk about this little cutscene here?
Yeah, we got a little more lore going on for the context. So we just see Samuels, he's through the vent. And as you're gonna hear, Samuels is asserting his dominance, right? He doesn't have time for the androids to tell him that, oh no, you can't see Apollo right now. He's man on a mission. Just like we were in mission 6, Samuels is helping out, which I also really like that our friends are actually doing stuff in the game as well. A lot of horror games are like, oh yeah,
your friend is your enemy, your arch nemesis.
Your friend does nothing. It's literally you do everything. But no, Samuel's just taking charge, and so we're still following him.
I'm gonna take over here quickly. So this little bit here is very specific. So we're gonna go over to the third line, turn around, look at this guy in the face, shoot him, whack him, and then we're gonna grab the key card from him. And then we're gonna go around to the left. And hopefully not get grabbed. I mean, if you don't, then it's all good to go because like you've done everything in specific order, which will mean that the androids won't be following you through the door. You can use this key card to get through and boom, easy peasy.
Yeah, that was really well executed too. I still struggle in that section on the wheel.
It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Like you have to be very quick and make sure that your reticle is directly on the head. If it's a little bit off, then it won't get the full force of all of the radius of the shotgun blast. And if you try to kill it, it will still be alive. And when that happens and you don't save, you have to go all the way back to the beginning, which is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Because we've already had a few unfortunate situations where we've had to go back to the beginning of the mission. You can understand the same situation is just joyful, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But hey, I mean, things are looking up so far since our mission 2 and the soft lock.
So we do need to be careful here because these little ice blasts do take a good quantity of damage. I think you know the exact value, don't you?
Yes, so every blast, if you get a full blast at the very least, it'll do between 12% and 14% of your total health. Yeah, because we're doing the wheel, we need to be a little bit safer. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was literally going to say, so yeah, I'm literally just taking my time for these ones because I want to be a bit more conservative of my health. I mean, it's not a bad thing to use up your med kits, but it's still good to be a bit more, you know, observative towards the lack of health that you can see because, again, we have no HUD. All right. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is coming across a few androids. I've had an unfortunate situation where the androids have not been playful with, well, they have been playful with us. So we're going to take a safety save just before. But yeah, do you want to talk about what we're going to be leading up towards? Because there's a good bit of lore coming up very shortly, which is going to lead into the whole course of what we're doing in Mission 13, basically.
Yeah, so what you guys are going to see is we're going into Samuel's room. We'll finally have caught up with him after this next room. And he has set up basically this, it looks like a big MRI device to try to talk to Apollo. Now, it is important to remember that Samuel is an android. And that is how he's making this work, right? So he hooked up a ton of power to it, and I don't know exactly how it works. I think he's doing a bit of a somewhat of a broadcast to Apollo, I believe.
I think it's it is like almost like telephoning into to Apollo.
Yeah,
it's the best way we can say it.
We will see. Unfortunately, though, that it doesn't go very smoothly. Apollo will reject that, and the amount of power surging through the area. Samuel's just not making it. We'll see that, but then I'll continue the story once that happens. So I'm not getting too far ahead of myself. Oh, fingers crossed for a good cycle still.
One punch. That's fine.
Nice.
So if you take too long there, you could incur a second punch or a straight up grab. When you get grabbed out, it takes off more health than a punch. So you just want to be stealthy enough to just get just take one punch basically. Again, the single punch is usually fine when monitoring health, but yeah, this bit's actually a lot of fun. Do you know why this bit is a lot of fun? People who have played this game, I'm gonna be a little bit cheeky here. I'm gonna be a little bit cheeky here because this part can be so stressful for the casual player until you realize the order of things. You'll find out very shortly. But first off, let's see if we do incur a dialogue glitch because this game is known to have dialogue glitches here if you take any deaths. Let's see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got the unfortunate glitch. Yeah, we got the unfortunate dialogue glitch, so we have to add 42 seconds on. This is exactly what I was talking about. So basically, if you want to do this bit here, just go clockwise.
Good thing I explained the lore preemptively.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you just go clockwise. Literally just go clockwise. That is the order. You guys would have had to go by color, and then at one point you get this red bit, so you can't even see the color. Just go clockwise. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't had, you know what's actually interesting, Dre? I'm gonna say this to you because you might understand. Since I changed the FPS, that's the first time I've had it in a very long time.
Very interesting.
Yeah, because I usually have my FPS on 140, but because we changed over to 275, I want to show you guys a cool 275 FPS strat that we can do.
Yeah, Mission 17, baby.
Yeah, so that's the first time I've had a dialogue glitch in a long time.
So funny you mentioned that because I recently changed to 140.
Oh.
And I recently got my first dialogue glitch.
Oh.
So.
I like that's an interesting comparative.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be...
So we still don't know what causes it.
Yeah, no idea. So now we're going to be basically going back the same way that we went. We just have to try not to alert the androids. I mean, if we do alert them, then we just do a one-shot to the stomach, like this guy. Because we didn't actually stun lock him, because this one might grab us. Yep, I knew it. So because it didn't actually go to grab us, it didn't stop the animation of grabbing for 10 seconds. Basically, it's kind of once you enact it, it won't grab for another 10 seconds. So because that first one that we shot at didn't go to grab us, that meant that the animation was still open to be used. So, by the way, don't press E too many times on here. If you're either using your mouse to bind to E or just like tapping in general, don't tap it too many times because you might have the unfortunate tram glitch where the tram will literally just despawn and you'll just fall. That happens to a lot of casual players as well because you'll get scared in a moment. You're just like, press E, I want to go on a tram. And then you'll just go dead.
You can't actually save it, but you're still soft lock. Well,
yeah, exactly. You'll get
you're usually soft lock
lock
unless you fall into an exactly the correct spot. Then you can actually run through and you can drop down to the same area we were in Mission 7.
Precisely.
This is actually a strategy used in 100%.
Oh, I didn't
it's really
know.
pretty cool. Yeah. So it's not useless, but if you don't do it exactly right, you won't get in the spot because you have to peek and lean while you fall to cancel a fall damage, and it's a bit of a mess. It's tricky, and then you have to not fall into the soft lock zones afterward too.
Right, we're coming up to our favorite section, which is Loot Haven.
Yes.
Loot Haven basically is where you get all the EMPs, all of the Molotovs, all of the everything. You guys can rejoice having known that you have the encompassment of so much loot and ammo. But the funny thing is like, you know, we're going to be removing our weapons very shortly because when we come up to the point of the actual main Apollo core, we have to sacrifice our weapons. That is a lot. That's not a fun time. That's not a fun time.
No, not at all. It's the news challenge, right? The game's like, you know, we made this too easy with all these weapons. Let's make it a bit more interesting.
Exactly.
But yeah,
So,
the reason there's all the
yeah.
Oh, what's up?
No. Go ahead. Sorry. Like
Okay.
I like had something to say there. So please go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah. So the reason there's all that loot in the room as well is when we had those droids earlier, before the whole Samuel's area. What we did is we knew which one had the key card, so we actually got the key card and got through the door. The intended way to play that is to wait to go into the big room and then prepare ourselves for a huge fight with the androids. They take about 4 or 5, actually I don't know how many minutes. They take a good couple minutes to get through that first door, and then the fight begins. So the intent is you have the loot for the fight, but alas, we don't need to fight them. We know which one has the key card, so we get all the loot free, which we can use later, which is really handy when we have to give up our weapons.
Exactly. All right, so Mission 13 is so much fun. We will immediately do a safety save when we get to a certain point because if we mess up, we have to go all the way back, as we have mentioned quite a few times. We're also going to try and do a little glitch here, which I don't think we'll get. If we don't get it, we're only losing like a couple of seconds because we want the door just here to open up a bit quicker. We didn't get it. Honestly, like, it's harder to get on the wheel, so it's not too much of a stress. But we're now trying to, like, again, we have to sacrifice our weapons because this is the most, like, secure part of Apollo. And, you know, there's, like, there's a big sort of risk of security, like, you know, they don't want any threats or anything like that to trigger the androids on the bottom bit because, you know, they are in work mode. The moment they see a gun, they are immediately alerted. So we're going to try to be good Samaritans here, basically. Yeah, this bit here, we have to do this in a specific order. This little terminal we're going to be hacking in a sec is going to unlock the terminals on this side. So you see down there, like, that's actually like all kind of like turned off in a minute. This is now going to basically turn it all on. And on the other side, it's going to open up the door for us to get into Apollo core. Well, the server rack for Apollo core. I'm trying to think of what the next bit is. I think you know what happens next, right?
Oh, yeah. I think I zoned out for a second.
This bit here, like, we don't normally like have like the much to say because it's just kind of like, you know, get to the Apollo core. I mean, at the same time, Drex does a run called No CC, so there's actually a point where he will have to try to do a specific setup to like skip going into the whole server area. It's so much fun actually.
It's a completely different glitch tech. It is arguably it's actually by a long shot the hardest clip in the category.
Yeah, it is.
And it's actually my specialty clip.
I'm still so impressed, like, every single time you do that. It's so hard to pull off. I've managed to pull it off myself once in my time of learning, but, you know, it's a skill set to learn. It's a huge skill set.
Once you figure out the feel for it, it becomes nice, but getting that feel, I will not lie, I spent way too many hours rinsing and repeating, trying to get that deal.
We can run up to here. Some people forget to run there, like that little bit, like because like you've got the whole like top part, you've got full ability to run. Now we're gonna be doing a safety save. We're gonna not do one of the major, like the minor glitches that is allowed, which is called the mask peak. Unfortunately, I don't have enough buttons to be able to peek, so we are not going to factor that in, which can mean one of two things. That there will be an android in our way, we will get grabbed and take a bit of damage, so I might just actually heal up quickly. Honestly, I might just heal up. It's better to be like more safe than sorry, especially with how bits of the earlier run went today. Here is our mask, and oh, nice.
Hey.
Nice little sensor. So as we're coming out and putting away the mask, we could actually peek, and then that mask would be like kind of like fixed to a point of our arm. Now we got very lucky. Usually there's an android just there. Now as we were running into it, it's obviously going to grab us, but if we had the mask, we'd actually go over, we'd be warped over to the other side of it, take a punch, and then we continue onwards. So the mask peak is essential for time and also health. So but like I say, without having to do it because of like not being able to bind the peak.
Yeah, you got the good RNG anyway.
We got lucky. All right, so it's time to turn back around. Now we need to go over to the servers. We need to really. Okay, let's go this way.
Where is he over there? Friend again.
All right, let's go this way then. Let's go this way then. So
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so that can happen sometimes. You know, he'll kind of like try to find where you are. It's better not to take any damage. So let's go over to the side and activate 3 terminals. Now we'll open up the dome terminals for us. And we're going to be pressing this button on the other side here. This is actually going to lessen the security of the hack that we are going to be doing, because if you don't lessen the security, it's almost like impossible to do human inputs.
Yeah, it is theoretically possible, but it has never been done by a human. We made a task that does hacks as fast as possible one time, and the biggest issue is that the game drops inputs on the hack. And so with the task is only done a couple times because it has to get exactly the right RNG of the order of the symbols such that it can go between the symbols fast enough before the input is dropped and enter them before the timer runs out. You have to enter 5 symbols in 2 seconds, which doesn't sound bad, except that you need, I think technically 0.4 seconds per symbol because of the input drop.
Okay, so let's also talk about those mini games that we encountered. The reason that we are trying to specifically go to the white mini game is because it's so much easier and so much faster for us as runners to go to that one, because all we have to do is literally tap left, lefty, 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 or left, righty, 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 till we get to a point where the lines line up. All the other ones are kind of like time-based, where you have to wait for the input to like come apparent to you, but that again can be a huge time loss. The green puzzle is the absolute worst puzzle available. We back out of that if we see a green puzzle immediately, because it's just like even I can't do them. I tried to do it casually. I don't understand it. I don't understand. It's kind of like
I should probably try to cover it more.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah, if you want to, yes.
Yeah, so what we just did, we just skipped the cutscene, and this was us talking to Apollo. Apollo, like I mentioned, is the AI on the station that kind of controls everything that goes. Ripley is like, okay, I'm here. I'm serious. We got the creature. The creature's no longer on the station. Let us open up comms. Stop being a stupid head. we want to leave. And Apollo's like, no, there are still more aliens on the station.
Apollo, you're a poopy head.
Yeah. And
good angry video game nerd reference there.
Yo, what the heck, Apollo? Where on earth are the creatures they're talking about? And so ultimately, Apollo opens up a ladder which leads us to the engineering deck, where Apollo detects these creatures. Now, of course, we're right? Like, there's definitely no creatures in the station, right, Nico?
Yeah, oh yeah, none. Absolutely none. Yeah, none.
No more. I mean, there was one Steve, and now thanks to us, there's 0 Steve.
Exactly. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! There might be more than one, but I'm not going to tell you much more just yet, okay? That's a surprise, my friends.
Are you trying to say that Steve lives in our hearts?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Take a little bit of my part now, Steve.
I thought you were going for like the little bit of Monica song with Steve.
I could do. I'll do the mashup I'll make a mashup of that at some point soon. Okay, so we're actually going to be doing a strat here, which is going to be laying down this EMP mine. The android that we just alerted is going to be trying to follow us, so we don't want it to deliver any damage to us. So we put EMP. It just wants to help, so we're going to help it. It goes into the EMP mine. It triggers it, and boom. It's now temporarily disabled, so we can actually go into the vent in good time. Now, again, because this is a nightmare, it actually comes out of the stun quicker than Novice, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that it realizes where it is a little bit more quicker. There is another android that's going to be coming up on our way. We're going to throw it in the EMP mine after we've done the first little terminal that will turn on with the maintenance jack. So we'll be tickling it with our fists next time.
Just asserting your dominance.
Asserting dominance, absolutely. That way you can make this whole little section easier here. Otherwise, we'd have to like be very, very sort of like quick with momentum and stuff. Here we go. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and dead. Nice.
Very nice.
Can't complain. We
dominance
have more
asserted.
Exactly. We're still trying to find again alternative routes. I'll keep on deliberating that as like a common running joke. Alternative routes towards getting to the Apollo core, because again, like everything else is like kind of like cordoned off for us. We need to get from A to B, but we have to find the C route because video games, right?
Yeah, the door right behind you. If we walk in it, that goes exactly where we need to go. But of course, everyone's allowed in the door except for us.
Exactly. So we need to bring up this little car here, and then this is our alternative route. This is our alternative route again. Again, it's funny because I mentioned this in our practice the other day, alternative routes, and then I just kind of realized there's a lot of alternative routes in this game.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Okay, so the next bit, we are actually going to be doing a safety save because there is a soft lock again that can happen. We mentioned about an earlier soft lock. There is actually a soft lock that can happen very shortly where we are basically going to wait at the door for like a second. And the reason that we do that is that we want both of the androids that are in view next to one of the doors that are going to like close in a moment to go through. If both of them don't go through, then it could actually cause the situation where it's like, I think the door's closed, but it's not. So I had to make sure that the door's going to close there because I had a soft lock recently and it was not a lot of fun. So when you go to unlock the door soon, the game thinks that it's already open, so it'll try to close it when it's not. You know, it's kind of like the inverse. So you can't get through that door. It's a soft lock. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Basically, it's a lot of fun when that happens.
Yeah, the soft lock is not it's good. I mean, good time or not a good time, depending on if you're going for soft lock percent, maybe. But it's also possible it's a soft lock in mission 1. So like, you know, soft lock percent ends in mission 1.
Nice. Yeah, I think it just missed us as well, so we actually kept a bit of our health.
The best possible situation.
Pretty spicy there, actually. I think that's the first time I've done that in a very long time. Cool.
Yeah, so, that was like,
yeah,
Dr. Coolman would approve.
Oh, bringing back the dead for a joke. How could you? So
he betrayed us.
I keep on saying so as a way to like assert myself. Sorry. We are now going to be making our way to one of our most favorite parts of this run. I know that Egdisis has come across this as well. He's also run Alien Isolation, did you know? So, yeah, the nest is so much fun.
You gotta love the nest. I will be honest, the nest is my favorite part of the Alien Isolation speedrun, especially no major glitches. there's something about, again, the atmosphere of the nest paired with the fact you're flying through it, dealing with they're in your imagination, of course, because they're not actually on the station. With dealing with the creatures down there. What's the word? I think the word for like the life that lives down there. The flora? I don't think flora's right. No, that's like
I can't remember actually.
Anyway, dealing with their friends that that reside in the reactor, and fauna was the word, yes. And just between that and the atmosphere and the strategies that we use, just kind of back to back, it's a whole lot of fun. It's very difficult.
Get out the way!
It's a great time. Oh no, the cycle might be messed up for that guy. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. These androids, man, I swear. He realized we're doing a marathon run. He realized we're doing a marathon run and just kind of wants to wreck my steeds, basically. Okay, we are now going to be doing the main pinnacle point of mission 14. This again is a run killer. This again is a run killer. So this area is going to bring back the flamethrower because again we sacrificed all of our weapons earlier and now we've got our weapons back. GG, good times. But again, this part of the mission is where everything has to be done on such a specific time basis. I need all of your blessings.
Very cycle dependent.
I need all of your blessings, all of your love for this one because this can go as relating to this category name, extra mean percent. This is where the extra mean percent happens. Here we go.
So the first thing Nico did right there is because he stood it so he had some face huggers that were heading his way. There's a small glitch where if you stand in that exact position with the keyboard, the face huggers will disappear. They'll despawn, no problem. You don't have to worry about it.
All right, we got our flamethrower ready.
And Nico said is gonna unless you change your mind, had me cover what's going on here. So first we have a scripted alien right there. So we're gonna flame him right away. Now Nico's gonna run this way. It is important to make noise this way because when the next alien drops, we need him to drop on this side of the tunnel. Now it's important to know that these tunnels are safe from the aliens. Not necessarily their children, but they are safe from the aliens. They are too large to fit in here, so you as Ripley are safe from the tunnel so long as there's no nearby facehuggers. Okay, now we're running. Speaking of facehuggers, we got one right around the corner here. Gonna get
nice, that's a really good shot.
Very well done. Yeah, very, very good on field. Now we got another drop right there. It's scripted, so we have a little time to run past.
Oh, no, it's not good.
We got a drop. Oh, no. So Nico's going to try to get in this vent right on time.
I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move my hands well enough.
He did not listen to the flamethrower.
Very tough to do in the wheel because you have to like maneuver your hands super quick. That's almost like a rip in that whole bit.
Yeah, that's what makes the wheel run, this mission particularly difficult in the wheel run, is because of that. You don't have that dexterity to move your mouse, point the flamethrower, and strafe all at the same time.
Exactly. So it's very rare that you'll get like a double drop, but again, it's just the luck that you get sometimes on marathon runs. I never had to like encounter such a situation where I have to quickly navigate that quickly. Usually I have a little bit of a leeway time, but not this time.
So Nico, you say that the alien put a boot on the run.
It did more than just put a boot on the run. It hurt my feelings.
All right, so repeating this strat from before, what Nico was trying to do was get in the vent, right, because it is safe from the Xenos before they could get to him. Usually the guy we're worried about is the Xeno that dropped. Unfortunately, we had the one running behind us as well because he came to this side of the hallway sooner than he was supposed to. And again, it's all just down to nightmare mode being nightmare mode, which is all right, but alas, just
one drop
on a wheel.
No.
One drop, perfect.
I managed to do the dexterity thing.
That's exactly what you need to do.
So that's what we're talking about, dexterity. I got unlucky again with the second guy coming through, but after learning the first time, we got it the second time, so it feels good.
All right, so heck yeah, dude, that was fantastic. Some more strat. Nico just shot this panel here. The reason is because the aliens cannot crawl through that vent, and there is no vent entrance into this room, i.e., it is completely safe from the xenomorphs despite its intimidating looks. So by shooting them over in that room, the xenomorphs will vent trying to get to that room. It's just part of their AI, how they work. And because of that, now we can safely sneak behind this guy here who is...
Why are you going that way?
Well, he was scripted until it got weird.
Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm going to have to think of some backup strats, maybe.
I don't know. I think you're good so far. Looks like you're good.
We'll see.
And Nico's gonna have to listen here. I can't hear his stream, so I don't know. I don't know what he's hearing right now, but yeah, we're gonna try to rush these levers. Yep, go for it. Looks like very nice. All right, and now we got the exit.
I thought I heard him there, but no. Okay, we're fine.
Oh, nice, nice. All right, so on the exit,
he was running around up there, so it's really. There he goes.
Yeah, usually you get one that drops in one or other side of the hallway. What you really don't want is one to drop in the side of the hallway you're running to, because then you have to wait for him to go the other around because it just dropped. He's all like, well, I just dropped, like showing himself off, you know. And looks like a safe exit so far. Nico just has to pay attention. Let him listen.
No drop. Perfect.
No drop. Awesome.
So that was not bad actually for like
really good.
For being like as fierce as it has been today. Like that was actually not bad for a marathon run. Like
Dude,
one death is absolutely fine.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Again, especially compared like. Or definitely a redeeming run.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, flamethrower fuel. Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, that makes things a little bit nicer down the line. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now, just playing it safe. We're going to get rid of all the androids by basically shoot them in the head like 3 times. Again, full shots. Make sure that you don't get your reticle out of line so that you can do some nice, easy shots to the heads. Easy does that, and then we can do the rest of this bit like with no stress because again we have some more puzzles to enact and it's just a bit of oh my goodness me.
Ooh, nice one. Yeah, so it is worth noting this is the safer strat, just kind of like mission 7. It makes so much more sense on a wheel where you have limited dexterity, especially to do things like the mini games. So there are faster strats technically, but yeah, for the wheel this is the meta strat we got going on. Very nice. 3 shots per android. That was some fantastic sniping.
Lovely. So that was lovely, man. Like it's always a worry with these androids because they can be. Oh my goodness me. Okay, so it's very lovely as well to have the white puzzle as like the first puzzle that you get.
Green.
So
not quite.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get it for that one, but regardless. If you get it first or second try, that's a good vibe because you can get super unlucky sometimes and it could take like maybe 6 or 7 times for it to actually trigger. Again, that is actually RNG of it being given to you, so we just have to wait and see what happens. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the run so far and you want to see a little bit more, not just Alien Isolation being done on the steering wheel, but many other different games I've got. Oh my goodness me, I forgot to mention the meme that is happening very soon. Once it's a little bit like calmer on audio, I'll give you guys a bit of a heads up for probably what is going to be one of the biggest memes that we are doing after May 10th, because I'm going to be taking a very short break next week just to kind of like get a little bit more clear-minded and stuff like that because it's been hectic as of late. Did I do one of the puzzles? I think I did, didn't I? No.
Nope.
What? You should have stopped me!
Oh, man, I was like, you asked, I'm like, oh, I should have been watching a little bit closer.
It's okay. We all make these little mistakes. It's all good.
A little bit of a route recalculation right there.
Yeah, you know, normal things. Here we go.
There it is.
The one puzzle I forgot to do, of course. I backed out of a white puzzle. Why did I do that?
Oh. Well,
there we go.
There we
go.
Very nice.
All right, so now that the audio is a little bit calmer, this is going to be at some point after May 10th. I'll be putting out an announcement on Twitter when it's going to be live, but The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time crowd control randomizer on a steering wheel. So I'll say that again. It is a very big title.
It's a lot to take in.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time crowd control randomizer steering wheel. Ooh, it's going to be a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. I haven't played Ocarina of Time in ages. I'm going to have to find the rebinds for, you know, this to the Nintendo 64. That's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, I'll wait for you to despawn, please. You know, I'll screw you. Ah, that's fine. He just got in our way. We could have made our way through, but you know what I mean. It's all good. So
it was not quite there, but it's alright. That was still a good one.
All right, so it's going to be a lot of fun in the moment because this is actually one of my favorite cutscenes. Dre, would you like to take over for a moment while I hydrate as well? Guys,
Yeah,
make sure you hydrate, everybody.
Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah, so a bit of the story we missed out on. So we went to the nest. It looks like maybe the additional Steves were not our imagination after all. So now we got Steve, but with like different spellings and all that cool stuff. Anyway, what we did is we set up the reactor to do a purge sequence. And what this will ultimately do is just wipe out everything that's sitting in the reactor. And the idea is we're gonna take out all the creatures that live down there. I say creatures as Apollo would quote it. And so here we're beginning the purge. Now, headphone users be warned, this part does get loud as well. And it's just a really fun section, right? Where we're taking out the aliens like, all right, we finally got Sebastopol under control. We are ready to leave. It's good, no problem.
Jump scare!
Jump-baited! So instead,
I want to know first off,
kinda...
in the GDQ chat, who jumped? I would love to know who actually jumped there. Okay, so...
Yeah, instead of getting rid of the aliens, we just kind of aggravated them and we destroyed their homes. So now they're going to invade the rest of the station instead. Very, very friendly.
We'll craft a pipe bomb. Yeah.
So now it should be called Aliens Isolation.
We got another Molotov ready.
Hey,
Ooh,
nice! That's
nice.
pretty pog champ, dude.
That could help out for later. I like that because we do need to use some Molotovs for the aliens. Again, instead of using the flamethrower, we can use a Molotov instead. So that comes in pretty good. Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Extra Molotov, beautiful. Yeah, so you already said it. Well, it's getting late for me. I say it's late for me.
Hey, I was going to say, I've got more of the liability to say that because it's currently 5:44 a.m. How have I got so much energy for this time? I blame the monster, but still. You know what? Again,
pre-speedrun strat, right?
For GDQ, time is not a factor. And I'm very grateful that Ekdice has wanted to bring Alien Isolation onto the hotfix. So again, Eki, thank you so much, man, for letting us be a part of your hotfix. You are indeed a legend.
Of course. It's a fun game.
It is a fun game indeed, and again, if you guys have not had a chance to play Alien Isolation, you guys should go and claim it for free on Epic Games. It's currently free with one DLC, which is The Last Survivor. No time like the present, am I right? No time like the present.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good announcement. It is free. You just grab it from the Epic Store, no cost to you. You get to play it. I think it also includes the. Wait, you just said that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
did I mention I was zoning out?
It's all good. So I have to be stealthy here. There's two ways you can do it, which is you can whack the side of this tram, or you can just sprint burst the rest of the way. So I'm just going to answer a comment in the chat. So do you also run Yakuza games? So I don't run the games, but I actually did a whole month of Yakuza on the steering wheel. We went through Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, and we're just finishing up Yakuza Kiwami 2. And we're going to try to procedurally go through the rest of the Yakuza games on the steering wheel. It's my very first time playing Yakuza, and it was probably one of my most favorite, top 3 series I've ever played. Probably is I think it's probably number 1 actually. I'm having so much fun with that. But yeah, sorry to interject. Here is some more lore from Dre.
Yeah, absolutely. So aliens on the station and or avoiding them. So what happened at the end of mission 14 is that reactor purge also reset the systems on Sebastopol temporarily. Which means that a couple ambulance shuttles opened up here. So we actually went back to medical, right? This is the same area we used at the start of mission 5 and at the start of mission 12. We are now going back one more time. We're going to go into the room that blew up in mission 6 as well, which is really pretty cool.
Again, the reusing of the map as well, as Dre said earlier.
Yeah, it's very, very tastefully done. I really admired it. As an aspiring game dev, this is something that I just always look at and just. I've played this game so many times that I still can't get over. But anyway, so Marlo took one of these shuttles to the Anisadora, right? Oh, we missed that in mission 12. I missed a bit of lore as well. So Taylor was talking to Marlo while we were chasing Samuels, and Taylor decided to make a deal with Marlo. Marlo would get Taylor the flight recorder, the actual data that was on the flight recorder, for the cost of letting him out of the cell. And Taylor accepted, and Marlo ended up taking Taylor hostage. So when the power rebooted, Marlo took Taylor to the Anisadora,
Is that what I think it is?
That's awesome.
Ooh.
To the Inisadora, and that's where we're at. We're heading there now to, I guess, go after Taylor.
Yeah. Time to rescue our friend, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so we now got the final upgrade for the hack tool, which means that we can obviously do more inputs in a hack. So this is like obviously a level 3 hack that we need to do, which is I think is 6 symbols. What? Well, it'd be good if I can actually do the right symbol.
Oh.
No. Oh, come on, really?
Oh no! What is thinking?
I know what happened there. Unfortunately, I was a bit too slow on throwing the noisemaker, so he was a bit more We'll see how that goes. You meant to throw the noisemaker into that little tram bit. I don't know what happened there, but all I can tell you is that I'm not an FPS gamer, as you could probably tell.
Hey, that's all right. Neither am I. That's why we speedrun Alien.
Exactly. I mean, it is still partially FPS, but at the same time, the aiming on the steering wheel is not as accurate as a mouse, so you know. But yeah, so because like he was a little bit slow in, you could hear Steve when I was initially throwing the noisemaker, just kind of like misaligned the patterns and stuff like that, and plus I was slow on the hacking. I just needed to be faster, basically. That's pretty much it. So let's try and do this hack again properly, shall we?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, you know, as intended, gameplay intended. Okay. Oh, come on.
Almost. Tier 3 hacks are really annoying because you have the smallest window for where you can actually activate the hack too. That's why you saw Nico going back and forth, because on the wheel, it's so hard to get those precise inputs.
There we go. So we're now heading over on a medical shuttle bay to it's the Inisadora, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, the Inisadora. Yeah. This is Marlowe's ship, or I don't know if Marlowe owns it, but
he's on there. He's on there. So we've got to do a few things when we get into there firsthand. Is as you can imagine, Marlowe's trying to restrict us from getting to him. He wants to make sure that like there is essentially power cut off, and we have to re-engage the power and stuff like that. Again, finding the alternative routes into re-engaging power. Marlowe is not a nice person. He's not a nice person. So, when we get in and we re-engage power, we've done the key code, which code I remember this time, Dre, is 4510. I don't know what I did last time. Did I do 1851 last time?
Yeah, you tried 1851 last time.
I'm going to save it first, because...
Good thinking.
Yeah.
It does not auto-save after you get out of that.
Yep, it does not auto-save, so if you die, you go back to where you have to throw the noisemaker, don't you?
Yep. Because it auto-saves to the top of the elevator, but not at the spot that makes any sense. It drives me crazy.
There is a chance that you could take an easy death, because there is a surprise facehugger on the floor, and sometimes the flamethrower doesn't want to work, and I end up there. That's all I can say. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, almost.
Almost. I have to wait for a second there. The reason that I have to wait there for a second is that if you go into the terminal too quickly, sometimes it will actually kind of like give you a blank screen, which is really, really annoying. Okay, let's see if I can get the outer body bit here. Yeah. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, we got it.
There it is.
360.
Yeah, so this, you can break your camera on this one if you're fast enough.
I love that. I'm glad I got to show it off in a marathon, actually, because that is one of the funniest things. You could do a second 20 in your body, well, on the wheel anyway, but if you were on the mouse, you could go ham on the spin.
Oh, yeah, it looks very crazy. I can slide my mouse across my desk, and it's just...
It's so funny, but... You know, we had an out-of-body experience. Again, we are finding an alien on board a ship. That is kind of out-of-body experiences, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah,
a little bit. Question, how are we looking about on the, I guess, matching of the estimate and all that?
I think we're on pace right now, honestly. I think
we're looking really good.
Yeah, we could even maybe get a little bit earlier if the next few missions go well. Mission 16, Mission 17, Mission 18 are just you know, nightmares, especially a nightmare, but they are so tough. So, besides, like, we'll see how they go. If they are roughly heading up well, then we might be okay. I should really re-engage my splits so I could see, but I'm not going to do that now. All right, so here comes our... Sorry, go ahead, Egg.
I would say, after this mission, we might be able to stretch our legs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was gonna... Oh, that's a good example. That's a good example of the one major spot to die on this mission.
Remember that thing I was talking about?
All right, there it is.
Rest in peace, fuel reserves.
Hey, good save, good save.
Good save. My heart. I've lost my heart too many times today.
We were on again?
I just need to, you know, this is going to be perfect time for a break very soon, so I can regain my breath after that.
Would you say the facehugger was extra mean?
Extra mean.
Extra mean. Also, we had a nice replay, by the way, of the out-of-body experience, I believe.
Oh, yeah? I don't know if I missed that. Oh, yeah, out-of-body, sorry. I thought you meant like it was shown visually, but it was shown visually by my facial reaction, so that's fine. So.
No, on the stream we always have the, like, kind of how we have the camera effects, we have the action replays from Richard.
Oh, no way.
And they show up every now and again, so like chat sees them a lot more than we do because we're just seeing the run.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Damn it! I missed it. I'm gonna have to watch the VOD back. Okay, so I think this would be a good point for well, if I can, yeah, this would be a good point for a breakdown if that's the case.
Yeah, we can more than happy do that. We can
actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we're gonna miss the crucial fun. So when we get into mission 16, I think we could do that, right?
Yeah, but if you want, like, we can wait till any point and just...
Yeah, we'll continue for a little bit, and then say, sorry, the time is still going, keep up, we can
resuming
do
the time.
Yeah. Reason being is that, like, the whole lead up into this next situation is a lot of fun. So I don't want to, like, stop the momentum of the fun too much. So, oh, wait, did we get the audio glitch? Yep, we got the audio glitch.
Wow, all right, that saves a lot of time.
Wait, no, we didn't. Okay.
Oh, no, never mind.
So again, here is where another the dialogue glitch can happen, where you know we won't hear anything from Marlo or Taylor, and that will save a lot of time again. Obviously, we have to reaccount it into the time of the actual run. I can't remember how much it is for this one. Is it like a minute or something?
This one's a little bit longer. I remember this one. I think you have about a minute and a half as a pee break usually.
Yeah.
So I assume you add about a minute for the dialogue glitch.
Yeah,
I
something like
know
that.
Exactly. I've never gotten one in mission 15 though, so that's why I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. So right now we're just waiting for Taylor to become a literal badass. I'm actually going to show you this little cutscene because I don't get to watch it myself quite a lot. So here comes badass Taylor. Back.
Asserting her dominance as usual.
Exactly. And she feels powerful and then powerless in a moment because behind her everything's overloading. So you know, so you should probably help out with it not overloading, right? I mean
that's the plan.
So
that would be a good plan, I should say.
Exactly. So we have to do 3 things in order to kind of like help with the overload. So we're going to tell Taylor to get one thing ready for us that will help us to do this one here. Then we have to hack to the right and then disengage the lever to the right of us. And then that should hopefully calm with the overload. Hopefully.
I mean, yeah, it will, right? Like, Ripley's an engineer. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly.
Oh, you got really close to that panel. It looks very funny.
Here we go. And terminal. Like, I went like with my bindings as well. It's kind of like a hard stretch over to press the L with the L3 button, but you know what? It works out fine. So, overload sorted. Hooray!
Yeah, save.
Game over,
save.
everybody.
We're good to go.
Claps. Game's done.
Well, about that.
You know what? I'm just gonna walk away from you. I'm feeling a little bit tense about the situation. Oh god, the ship's gonna tear itself apart. Oh no!
Yeah, that's not good. We should probably get out of here.
You know what?
And
I feel like I want to scream. I feel like I want to scream at this. Thank you. It did it for me. Good. Literally, one mission. Escape. 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 Go. Get out of this exploding. Get out. So,
Guys,
this is normally where I play some
just,
Sonic inspired music right now. So I can, I'll recreate it. See if I can remember how music goes. Nope, I can't remember it.
Oh no.
I was going to play some Sonic music in my head, but I completely in the moment forgot Sonic music. I don't know
That's
why.
okay. It's a great time for PSA.
Yeah, exactly.
And Smokey the Xeno reminds you that only you can stop spaceship fires. Spread the word.
Oh my, Dre. God, oh goodness me, Dre. That, I applaud you, my friend. I applaud you. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Probably the best
PSA.
joke of the stream, the best joke of the run. Claps for Dre. So again, we managed to get out of dodge just in time because everything is bellowing behind us. You can see the smoke catching up to us.
We're funny break.
We're into mission 16. This will be time that we can take a wellness break. So as soon as I press the escape button, that will be time that we can chill. So
now we can actually pause the timer.
Yeah, let's pause the timer.
Try sneaking a pause earlier, but we're all good right now. Just as a just kind of a GDQ thing, we like to promote wellness not only for our runners, but for you, chat, for everyone watching. We like to make sure we can stand up, stretch our legs, and all that jazz. So we're going to quickly do that for a couple of minutes. We're going to be right back really quick with more Alien Isolation, so don't go anywhere. Take this time to grab water, stand up, stretch your legs, all that jazz. As well as a reminder, we do the GDQ Hotfix shows in the interim between events, and any kind of subs, gifted subs, Prime, all that jazz is always appreciated as it helps keeps the stream going. So we're going to be right back really quick with more Alien Isolation, so don't go anywhere. All right, we are back once again. Hope we're all back and nice and stretched. Nico, if you'd like to take it away, we can get right back on the climax of the run.
Absolutely. So just before we get back in, don't forget, if you guys want to see some more of the Alien Isolation madness and other speedrun games done on a steering wheel, make sure you head over to twitch.tv/Nico Hart. And again, with my commentator, Drex, please go follow him at twitch.tv/Drex. He's also an Alien Isolation speedrunner. This guy over here. Hey, this guy. So let's continue in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This is where this game will predominantly get so much harder. So Dre's going to immediately take over because this is where we have to do a lot of alignment of strats. Here we go.
Yeah, so Nico's got to focus here in a little bit, so I'm going to try to get the strat. I'm going to tell you guys the strategy really, really fast. Nico is going to use a flare to alert a bunch of humans to his location, but not exactly his location. He's basically going to get them grouped together, and then he's going to use a Molotov to very quickly deal with them. The reason that this is important is that two of these humans have revolvers, which again in nightmare mode is very, very dangerous. They can one-shot you, and with two of them side to side, it's particularly bad. We also need to go back through this area with the same humans on the way back, but with Steve on our trail as well, so we need to get him out of the way. I will let Nico focus now because this part can get intense.
Nice. That was a good throw. I think it went in a little bit further than I hoped for, so I think we're good. So basically what we do here now is you can see that little, that guy over there. He's now going to be drawn to the attention of where the flare is. So we want all the people to be like drawn over to the flare so we can basically just Molotov all of them in one successive go. So here's hoping that they got to the location that we want. Molotov are ready. All right. Not all of them. So
that was a good throw.
That was a good throw, but I think there's going to be another one just here. So we're going to throw it at this guy here, maybe?
Yep, that was the roll. You got him.
Just good enough. Oh,
I think so.
Let's get past this guy. Get out the way! Are you literally kidding me? Thank you. Ow!
Oh gosh.
I like how the machine guns don't do anything but like a revolver one-shots.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like instant sniper. So I think the shotguns take somewhere like between 15 to like 10 to 15 damage, I think. Please correct me on that.
Yes. So shotgun does a point-blank shot. The shotgun does 12.5% of your health. So you can take exactly 8 shotgun shots to the face before you die.
Now, the good thing about this is that I luckily managed to craft another Molotov. Remember I said it's better to craft Molotovs and stuff? Well, this is exactly why. Oh my god, we actually got a pipe bomb as well! Woo!
Wow, the loot is popping off this run now.
This is pretty tidy. Okay, so the reason that we are excited for a pipe bomb, well, we can either use a Molotov or a pipe bomb here, but a pipe bomb generally is kind of like, you know, the saving grace for this bit, because there are 3 humans over to the top right as we're running through in a moment. Now, the best strategy that we can do ultimately is to kill all of them with a pipe bomb. Just got to hope for the best throw. When we come back to this area in a moment, after we've gone through another spacewalk,
don't forget to press the button.
What?
You forgot to press the button.
Oh my goodness me, I'm an idiot.
These things happen.
Like you said, press the button, then I kind of went blank for just a whole, like, 5 seconds. I wait, what? Oh. Oh, button!
I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I'm like, oh no.
Time loss!
Oh no.
So, here are the humans I'm talking about. Let's do it. I mean, it is 6 a.m. I mean, you can give me some saving grace there again for, like, my time. I think...
I don't know. That looked like a good shot, but I couldn't tell you.
We'll see. We'll see.
A pipe bomb in his skull.
We'll see. Again, let's just put it down to the time. I think we can allow me to have a little bit of a brain loss for a second.
Absolutely. Actually, it's funnier than anything, dude. Oh god.
So,
a fun fact: this is the same area we used in Mission 4, except that we couldn't get past this door in Mission 4. So it's Mission 4, but like plus bonus.
Now, this is the
worst,
most hated bit of this run, for the wheel anyway.
Yeah, this is almost objectively the worst minigame in the speedrun.
Exactly. So what you need to do there is, like, when you see the little like text on that bit, you have to hold the directional key and then press enter. Now, as you can imagine, like, dexterity on the wheel can be a little bit off sometimes, so it's just kind of like, you know, just try not to mess up. Otherwise, you have to redo the whole puzzle.
Yeah, that's why it's the worst in the game. And then the other one, the red one, is the second worst.
Yeah. But we'll pick it up once we've done this observatory anyway, because, like, that's just like, you know, lesser puzzle stress, basically. And these are just kind of like nice and casual. We just wait for them to go into the circle and then we press enter. But what we get from these little terminals here is actually numbers. So you can see where it says 75. Basically, we got 35 for A and 75 for B. So we'll be coming up to a point after we start to engage power to the dishes, which is obviously communication dishes. We will need to do those numbers. So it's going to be 35 then 75. That will help us to actually get in contact back with the guys at Torrens. So Verlaine's still over at the Torrens. So we're trying to get back in contact with Verlaine, and hopefully we can actually get Officer Sevastopol. So here's hoping, am I right? Here's hoping.
That's, yeah, for real.
Yeah, here's hoping. Now, our main hope right now is, did we kill all of the humans? If we have at least one human left, that still probably shouldn't be problematic. If it's the lady that is still alive, then we'll probably have to flamethrower her just to make sure that she doesn't become, you know, prone to shooting us, because the lady is the one with the revolver. Again, she is just as good a sniper as everybody else, so we don't want to be one-shotted. So we just have to prioritize not getting killed by a revolver.
Easy, right? It's
exactly.
Like Dark Souls.
Easy
just
peasy.
Dodge, bro.
Yeah, just dodge forehead. So now we're coming up to one of the nicer sections of this run, which is as similar to Mission 9. We're back in space, everything's chill. So, Dices, do you have any questions to ask in this space of time?
Nothing too much, although I did see one question in chat that's pretty good. How are you looking up and down?
So I've actually got that mapped to my D-pad. So on this wheel, the RWA Apex, I've got most things assigned via WASD. The software that I use to convert this is recognized as an Xbox 360 controller into keyboard and mouse movements. So essentially what's the functions of the control is mouse left and mouse right. So with the D-pad, I'm using it to go mouse up and mouse down. So think about like you're just moving a mouse and it's just replicated in turning, essentially. You can convert it into like just like straight up Xbox 360 controllers into a better remap sense. However, the reason that we don't do that, Drake's figured this out as well, is that when you're running, your turn becomes like not even marginally, but majorly like reduced when you're trying to turn. It seems to be a controller-specific situation where, like, when you're running, you turn like slower. So when you convert it over to keyboard and mouse inputs, you got full reign of turning essentially. Dre, do you want to talk about your experience of like how
yeah, absolutely.
You figured that out on your record?
There's two really weird mechanics that happen if the game is thinks you're playing with the controller, right? And what I was originally doing is I was using. I think I was using FreePie to change my
you're
wheel.
doing a different program first before FreePie, if I recall.
I tried auto hotkey, and I only realized later I couldn't send joy inputs with auto hotkey. So that's when I learned about FreePie. Because I was originally trying to send joy inputs, right? Because I wanted to emulate a Xbox 360 controller because I wanted analog input on my pedal. That was my original ambition. Unfortunately, though, there's those two weird mechanics. One being turning, like Nico mentioned, where for whatever reason, while you're sprinting, your turns just get really weird. And I imagine on a controller, perhaps it makes a lot more sense than it does on a wheel. And I also don't know if this happens on console or not. So maybe it was a porting issue. But regardless, it gets really weird.
Yeah. It gets
so the
really
second weird thing that happens is the hack tool gets unwieldy. The hack tool is supposed to be, you're supposed to control what part of the hack you're at with the bottom left, I guess on an Xbox controller.
I can clarify with that. The controller looks for 2 analog inputs when you're trying to do it. We only really have access to 1 analog input, which makes it basically unhackable. When I was doing the switch, I actually did a Switch steering wheel speedrun, by the way. So to further the meme of what I'm doing right now, I actually ran this game on the Switch on the steering wheel, which was fine up until I had to do hacking and stuff like that, where I actually had to switch between controller back to wheel because, again, we only have 1 analog input to like basically operate on the wheel. So I could not actually hack. I had to switch between the controller and the steering wheel. It was a lot of fun, is all I can say. A lot of fun. And by the way, you guys in the chat might notice that Richard has turned on my reflection again. So thank you, Richard.
Also, I guess another question that I probably should have asked like 2 hours ago.
No worries.
So what got you both into running Alien Isolation?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to pin it down to my good buddy Psycho Hypnotic. I've been watching Psycho for so many years on YouTube, and I didn't realize that he streamed. Came over to Twitch, got to watch him streaming some Alien Isolation speedruns. I was like, I actually remember specifically what it was. I said to him, you know what? If I'm going to speedrun this, I'll do it as a meme, and I'll go directly to like one of the hardest categories, and I'll try to run it. I promised him live. You can actually see in one of his like prior world records runs that was my absolute promise that I'll try to learn Nightmare No Image glitches on the keyboard and mouse, and that's what led me to speedrun. So if it wasn't for a meme and to the lovely Psycho Hypnotic, then I might not have even encountered doing the speedrun myself. But Dre, what about your experience?
Yeah, so Alien, back when I started streaming in 2017. When I hit October 31st, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get ballsy. I'm gonna stream a horror game. I had never really done horror stuff before then, but I decided for the heck of it, let me try streaming a horror game. So Alien Isolation was the first horror game that I played all the way through, and that I streamed. And so it had a special significance in my heart, as well as being a really good experience. I ended up casually playing Alien a couple more times on my stream to get through all the achievements. Then over a year down the road, I hit 500 followers on Twitch, and to celebrate, I decided, you know what? Let me try to play all of Alien in one stream. And so I did. It took me about 11 hours with a half-hour eating break, and it's something about it. It was such an immersive, like, exciting experience, right? It was what I called a speed walk, and then later on, I found GDQ on YouTube. I got hooked on watching runs because the amount of knowledge people had on games it was just incredible. And I decided, you know what? Let me try a speedrun. What game? Oh, I could try Alien Isolation. I wonder how on earth people get past Alien Isolation. So I watched a tutorial, a little tutorial video that kind of commentated over the world record run at the time, which was done by Cliffs. I think it was a 2:33:33. And I watched it, I tried it in a mission, and the Psycho running worked, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever, and I was hooked since.
Oh, you know what? Actually, as well, like it's like parlay to obviously Psychohypnotic being an influence to me learning the speedrun. I have been heavily influenced by Games Done Quick itself into like being heavily invested into watching speedruns on its own accord. So, you know what? Like you can also thank GDQ for getting me into wanting to speedrun as well. So again, to the GDQ guys, it's a pleasure to be here right now, actually doing a speedrun for a hotfix. So again, thank you for just all the generosity and the kindness that you guys have delivered to not just myself, but to the lovely viewers that we have here in the chat today. So again, to all of you guys, it's a pleasure to have you all in here. And thank you so much for watching a great meme run with many memes had. But I hope that you enjoy the rest of the run, because it's only going to get tougher from here on out, because oh boy, we're going to have some fun interactions. Oh, by the way, if you yeah, there it is. You see that xenomorph? You just saw the xenomorph go back into the station. We thought that we had no more worry about the xenomorphs, that there's no more xenomorphs on board. But if you look up, some people don't actually look up. Again, looking up, you get to notice more things. The xenomorph actually goes back into the station.
Anyway, while we're still in this walking portion, finishing up with this, I feel right now is a good time. Do you have any, Nico, do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anyone?
Absolutely. So straight up to the Alien Isolation Discord community and to all the other speedrunners, like they're a very, very welcoming bunch and have an amazing amount of knowledge about this game. And some of the newer runners as well, like coming in blinding right now. So shout outs to like Psychohypnotic, shout outs to Infomaster, Knowles. Oh, goodness me, there's so many people I need to name off.
Definitely Carax, because you watched
Carax as well.
Today.
Yeah. Carax is obviously the newest world record holder for Nightmare No Major Glitches, so he knows his stuff. So I'll be watching his world record run, so thanks to him. To Twitchy, to Wildfire, just so many lovely people. Yeah. All right, here we go. So let's hope if he upvents, that means that we killed everybody. So we didn't kill everybody, unfortunately.
That's all right. This section here uses a similar trick to that of Mission 14, which is Steve can't get into this room. He can't open that door. So as soon as he tries to get to us, and he realizes he can't, he's gonna look for a vent. Doesn't matter what we do, we can actually walk on his tail right there, and he won't kill us. He'll still be like, no, I'm going to the vent. I want to get to you. I mentioned earlier as well, it is technically possible to glitch the game and kill the alien, and that's one of the rooms you can do it, because there is no vent in that room for him to get to.
So the thing about that is that we didn't kill everyone, but we killed one. We just had one human remaining, which isn't too bad, because that meant that we could just have sprinted the rest of the way without any fear of like being hit by the revolver bullets or anything. So that was actually not too bad. Now comes for the worrying bit. Hopefully we have killed all of the revolver guys. So here we go. I'm not gonna save because it might mess up patterns and stuff. I'm just gonna make sure I have my flamethrower ready.
You got this.
Here we go.
Staring intently.
That should be enough to have the xenomorph alerted to those humans. So I think we did that first try. Yep.
Nice. That was so desperate to watch. I don't have a...
What was that, sorry?
Oh, you go ahead first.
Yeah, we had a right mess up when we were practicing. Like, it was just the worst kind of situation. So I'm glad that actually resulted well. Now, we need to go get to our stun baton quickly because we're going to run, reload our stun baton, and stun baton this guy.
Nice,
nice.
nice.
Oh, okay, he's shot. We'll see how this goes.
I have to say, that 16 was intense for me to watch. I don't have Nico Hart's audio. So I didn't have an audio, so I did not, I was not able to hear what was going on. I was just like sitting intensely like, I hope Steve is behind us.
Yeah. Okay, so right now, I hear nothing. So I think we might be in some kind of clear. Here's hoping, because like we want to be as silent as we can in this section, because that'll make it just more, like a lot easier for us to be, like, to breeze through here. Is that, like, it's... Mission 17 is one of my most hated missions because it can get very, very spicy. He does seem to be rattling around up there, but
I think
we might be okay.
Yeah, if you didn't aggro him, he'll usually stay up here until the hugger room.
Yeah. So let's see how this goes. I'll save when we get closer to the hugger room, and if all goes well, we might not even have him drop. So let's see what goes on, shall we? Let's see what goes on.
Yeah, sure.
Save, safety save. You can dance.
Save.
You can dance.
Save.
Everybody, look at your pants. That's my version of the lyrics, by the way.
Wait, what if
anyway.
I'm not wearing pants?
We could talk offline about that.
That's not the intent. That's not the intended weapon for that.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, it works.
Should we do
really
it as a
cool if it
meme?
works.
Should we do it as a meme? See if we can actually
give it
we got
one
another
more shot.
stumbaton. Shall we?
Give it one more shot.
Yeah, let's do one more shot. If not, then we'll get to the flamethrower.
Do the proper way.
Okay, so we'll go to the flamethrower. I did it too late there. Basically, if you stumbaton it, it'll be the most silent, and then there'll be no drop regardless. So it was worth a shot. I haven't practiced that in a long time, so it was worth at least trying, wasn't it?
It wasn't 100% a meme. There is a bit of benefit to it, but not one that you. Yeah, just kill him with your jack too. That works. No problemo.
Or that.
Frienderino.
Or that. All right.
Yeah, that works. That's doesn't happen very often. But yeah, fun fact: you can kill the facehuggers with your maintenance jack. You just have to get the timing exactly right.
So right now, what I'll do is I might as well craft a med kit.
Dude, your loot is insane. Look at that.
I know. What is going on right now? Shall we craft another let's see if we can look out for any ethanol. Pipe bomb. Damn. I probably should have actually. That's fine. Let's get a med kit now.
Yeah, definitely heal up. I recommend that.
Yeah. Is there anything else I need to use right now? I don't think so. I think we're pretty much like all good to go at the moment. Yeah. Right. So essentially, because we did everything I would say without the little deaths there, as well as we could have done. This whole bit is alienless, so that is good vibes. So we're gonna do another. You know what? See, Nazi didn't drop. No.
Yeah, he didn't drop. You don't need to hit the tram. You're
I was gonna say, it just kind of occurred to me, we usually would bang the tram here, the meme bang the tram, because if the alien has spawned on the other side, we can bring so much more attention to the top of the tram that is going to be kind of stuck in a stasis where it doesn't know where it is. I'm gonna run now.
Yeah,
and it will just won't spawn on this side. But because we didn't encounter it at all, meant that we could just essentially run to this part here. Right. Now I'm gonna go get a Molotov. Actually, no, shotgun first. Sorry, shotgun. I am gonna safety save here as well.
You might as well safety save.
Yeah,
too.
might as well. Thank you.
Mission 17 is the mission of many safety saves.
Yep. I mean, especially if you're doing a marathon run, it's a safety save everywhere, basically. All right, here we go. So we're going to do this we have to do everything precisely. You know what I'm actually going to do to help things out a little bit is I'm going to bring him more towards me. And then go.
Yeah.
This should ensure absolute safety for the strats. So we are going to go get we're going to get our flamethrower in just a second. Come on. There we go. Ugh, that might mess up timing a little bit. We'll see what goes on.
Yeah, the droid's gonna maybe walk back. I don't know. Unless he lost you. I don't know if he did.
All right, we'll see what happens anyway. Not too bad actually. I think we might be fine.
Nice.
Okay,
good
so
code,
we might get
code.
grabbed. If not, if we do, then at least we've. Yeah.
That's all right.
We healed on early on, so that's not an issue.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Flamethrower fuel, perfect. Might as well reload.
Yeah, always good thought.
We're going to use an EMP mine in a second to stun the android, whilst also trying to bring more attention to us on this side as well. So let's get to the EMP mine. Crouch, throw. Get underneath. Now the Xenomorph should spawn on this side, which is exactly what we want. We're going to go get the flamethrower ready because I'm going to try something in a moment. Come on. Did he drop?
I couldn't tell you. I can't hear it. Oh, gosh.
I heard no drop.
If it makes you feel better, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with it. No drop it is.
Although,
So strategy-wise, this part of the run is pretty tricky as well. This is known as the Hallway of Doom to many. When casually playing, especially, this is super difficult because you need to walk through this hallway a total of 4 times, twice each direction. The first thing that's gonna happen is we're gonna run through here. We're gonna grab a key card to try to get into the room that leads to the exit. So we have to come all the way this way to grab the key card. Then we run back. When we pull the lever to open the door for the room, it blows the power. So we have to come back over here to restart the generator. Then we can finally go back to the other room and then get out to the spaceflight terminal.
He just vented up there. So that was weird. I honestly didn't hear anything. By the way, this facehugger can be a pain, so we just wanted to kill him like that. You saw that he was getting trapped behind boxes, so that was always good vibes.
Yeah, the boxes can block the flame. That's
We're going to use a Molotov here. That flame's going to go through the wall, so it's actually going to stun him a little bit more. We're going to get the flamethrower now. We're going to get this flamethrower fuel here. We're going to reload just to make our fuel inventory a little bit easier. We're going to be going to a save point very, very shortly, and then we're going to be enacting the PC strat. Like say, you know what? This is a marathon first and a first for me because I've never actually done this on the steering wheel, so let's see if I can get this first try for the PC strats. We're going to be doing essentially, we're going to be flaming the Xenomorph and trying to go grab one of the levers. And doing this in this way will be a nice, quick way of getting to the lever.
Oh.
And we got it first try.
You got it. No way.
That's the first time I've ever done that. All right, on the wheel
like you
anyway.
missed it. That was awesome, dude.
First time I've done that on the wheel. That's a marathon first as well. Damn. Hot damn. I actually feel like with everything that happened earlier on, that gets subsided. That was good vibes. So it feels good, man.
That was awesome. I was nervous for you too. I saw it was like really far right at him, and I was like, oh no, I don't know if this is the one. That's so awesome.
Okay, quickly. Okay. So this might actually be a deathless M17. Like we had a lot of deaths here when we were practicing, so this might actually be good.
This M17 was like one of our worst in practice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now I feel like he might drop in a second, but we'll see what happens.
Usually does. So Nico's got to hug the wall there because there is a vent, and in this section, there he goes right there. If Nico ran under while he was under the vent, he would have just gotten vented to just a vent kill, which is even worse. Than needing to turn around like that. So it's really nice. So that's why we hug the wall. So you just dodge the vent kill.
That was an awesome mission 17. Woo!
Okay, pray for good vent. It's still could be deadly here.
Very true. It's not over yet.
Well, Nico, you know why you got an awesome 17, right? It's because we lost 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called borrowed time.
Thanks for the reminder.
It all comes back.
In all honesty, we made back a lot of time, so
exactly
we could actually finish this to our initial estimate, which was like 340, wasn't it?
Oh, I'm gonna choose the category name then. Hold on.
Yeah, right now we're way under estimate pace, right? Let me think here.
I think we could actually beat our estimate. You know what? Like our initial estimate, I feel like we were either going to be on par or
we're shooting for I think a 325 right now.
Yeah. If we get this bit going good, we might be okay.
All right, there we go. I changed the name now.
Thank you so
extra
much.
Nice. Extra nice now, not extra mean. Extra nice.
Again, you never know what's going to happen in a marathon run. You never know. So this, I think we can all agree, has been predominantly a weird and interesting experience. So I think we should now kind of let Dre take over this bit here because this is going to need absolute focus.
We did get a bit sidetracked. I mentioned the strategy in 16. We totally forgot to mention the lore. So what happened is when we were in 16, we finally reconnected with the Torrens. What we were trying to do since we got stranded on Sebastopol was talk to the Torrens. We finally officially did it by manually overriding everything. It's been a really productive day in the world of Sebastopol, hasn't it?
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Really quick, I hate to interrupt, but this is the one part of the game I actually know.
Hey, you're right.
Wait, did you do any percent, yeah?
Yeah, I do have CC only.
Yeah. So
I forgot about that. Yeah, so you can cover the strategies here.
No, you can do it still.
This is you take over, my friend.
You still got this one. You have a very different strategy than I know
Let me
here.
catch up you guys lore-wise to 18, because I'm just like I was leaving you guys. I'm failing my job here as commentator. So that's happened 16, we caught up with the Torrens. So 17, we're like, okay, we need to get to the Torrens now so we can connect it to Sebastopol and then get off Sebastopol. And now 8, we did that, avoiding Steve quite a bit. Now we're in 18, we're on the connection process. Yeah, other than that.
Come on, there we go.
Yeah, so now we're the part that the act knows, although it's a little different because we have a flamethrower. And we can't jump through doors.
Now, because we don't have another Molotov, we can't do the strat where we can actually run in this whole section. So we are going to do the backup safer strat. So we need to make sure that we don't turn our back to the android, because if we turn our back to him within this radius, it will actually grab our feetsies and it'll show us a good time by trying to kiss us from below. He wants to try to climb up to our body, and we just kind of have to try to whack it away because it's a bad android. Nobody likes it.
Like a Zomdroid.
Zomdroid?
Andy?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure anymore. I think Zomdroid sounded a lot cooler. I should have stuck with that one.
Yeah, sure, why not? But we're just gonna casually and slowly make our way up because essentially the xenomorphs by the way, are completely active still. So as soon as we have done this, the second docking clamp of release, then we can actually run, because all the xenomorphs have their specific patterns of where they are afterwards. So we will be doing a safety save very shortly also.
Okay. My duty is lore and safety save reminders, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so here we go, because this part can be stressful as well. I'm going to reload quickly. And let's go. This is what we have to do. We have to turn around, not get hit by the tail. 1, 2, 3. Up we go. Xenomorph is going to be at the bottom and it's going to try to confront us. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 at it as well. Up in vents, perfectly timed vents. So now we just need to run to the essential trigger for the second part of mission 17. Dre, would you like to take away?
18.
18.
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
cool
I know
fact
where we are.
As soon as you touch that lever, all the aliens despawn for this cutscene right here. So if you have one right on your tail, if you can make this lever, you are good to go. Which is a nice fact for speedrunning, when they like to be super active, right? You're quite literally fighting multiple Steves at the same time, and yeah. So now Ripley just still can't get a break. We just got pulled up into that vent, and we are found lying against the wall.
So we've actually just been harvested. So we are now going to be awakened by our own body, be like, oh no! How are we here? How are we here? So we got to try to still get up, because our still main intention is getting off Sebastopol. We took a temporary nap.
Yeah.
A temporary nap. So now we're awake. Now we can actually get out. And we've got some more facehuggers to encounter, but I think we should have enough fuel for all of the facehuggers.
Your fuel's looking
You know
good.
what?
Yeah,
Shall we be ballsy? Shall we do the double shotgun?
You can try, yeah.
Let's do it.
In respect for X, we'll do that double shotgun.
Okay, so this is what you have to do for the CC only strats, and I'm sure Igdices has done this a few times. You have to turn around, go to here, aim for both of them. Okay, so that didn't work unfortunately because they were too far apart. So we're going to give it one more shot before we turn over to the flamethrower. Again, that can always happen, especially in Nightmare. Again, the facehuggers RNG and the AI can be even more fierce than normal. So again, we're going to give it one more shot.
For this reason, I don't run CC only.
Yep. Again, it can be very unfair in Nightmare. So we're going to do it one more time. And
you're a little slow getting in there.
Sounds cool. All right, thank you, game. Thank you. Okie dokie, let's do that again, shall we? That caught me off guard there for a second.
Yeah, that egg starts starts opening up, so you got to get through the hole like pretty quickly. But usually it's not too bad. Oh,
there we go.
Nice.
Nice.
It's actually good because you're really low on flamethrower fuel too.
Exactly. So we'll get this one as well. Whee! There we go.
GG.
Nice.
I love the way they just explode. Like they don't, like get shotgun shells. They just
we
kind of
got
like
20. I'll save the last flamethrower fuel.
And they pop like a balloon.
We'll save the last flamethrower fuel for the very last two, or you know what? We might even have to do the rest on guns. Oh come
my gosh!
Remember when we talked about jinxing the run?
Well, there goes our 325 pace.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine still. So it's not a stress. It's not a worry.
No worries.
We'll get about like 330 at least, maybe.
Than intended, and so.
I mean, we've only got 20 flamethrower left, so we should probably be a bit more conservative. Oh, come on! Like, it's always at the end that likes to troll me.
I mean, this was our practice runs as well.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I apologize. I think I jinxed it.
It's okay. I'll forgive you this time, Eric.
Only this time.
We're doing this in honor of X-Ice's experience with CC only.
Yeah, there we go. There's a reason, there's a rhyme. And we're going to do it
yes,
again.
It's only your honor.
Oh, come. I swear, I declare that these facehuggers are just mean.
You do have 5 shells. You could do the safer version.
I mean, I probably could. Wait, shells? I mean, yeah, true. I wasn't sure what you meant there for a second.
Oh, that's all right.
Why now? Why now? Here we go, let's go again. Okay, come on. There we go. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. Yay.
All right.
You know, I'll get to revolver for this one. I'm gonna be ballsy.
Good thinking.
Oh,
Nice. Easy.
what a ballsy shot!
Very nice work.
Ooh. That felt fun. That felt fun. I'll tell you that. All right, let's do this again with the revolver. I died.
Oh, you took damage from the blood. Everything that can go wrong is
I
going
warned you
wrong
about
right
the
now.
acid blood, man.
Let's do it again!
Gosh dang it, Nico.
Hey, I want to say right now, though, we have a new record for me jinxing. I think this beats the Enigma one I talked about earlier. Next time, I want to say I jinxed a runner so bad.
I'm just internally squealing over here.
Yeah. It's right. We're still under the original estimate, so that's fine.
We'll be fine. This is fine. This is absolutely fine.
Oh, so I could relower the estimate. That's right. We actually did relower the estimate. There we go.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Back to normal.
So now if we take some acid splash, then we won't take too much damage. That's absolutely fine. This is fine. We weren't even in range. That's absolutely fine.
I was so worried you were gonna miss that one.
I'm sure you would have had some faith in me. Come on now, Trey.
Well, I had the faith, just my stomach didn't.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna throw another flare just for the sake of it. So we're actually doing an animation cancel right here. Basically, two xenomorphs would drop. But if there is a flare, or if you come out of the animation or the cutscene and then shoot immediately, then the xenomorph that would drop in front of you won't drop at all. So we can actually get through it in a good space of time, basically.
Yeah,
so that's exactly
awesome.
what happened, is that the xenomorph didn't drop. We just ran by because the other xenomorph is in its animation phase and it isn't out to hunt us. So we got it nicely there. All right, here we go. Now there's going to be an autosave coming up very shortly, so we won't have to worry about the facehuggers anymore, except we got two more facehuggers that we have to encounter. Two more. Any flame of fuel? Nope. Okay. Do you think we can kill them with 20 fuel?
It is possible, because the shortest burst you can do uses 10 fuel.
Shall we try it?
If you use like 15 and 5, you might as well try it. Yeah, why not?
All right, why not?
So what Nico's doing right there as well, he's exploiting the level geometry to skip that tram sequence. So that tram is supposed to almost hit you. You're supposed to have to duck down into it. But yeah, if you hug the wall there, you actually can run right past. And then, of course, we have another tram too.
I'm glad that we're getting back to estimate. That makes me happy, especially after our practice run.
Dude, I was telling you, you were redeeming it hard.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Again, the game was a troll to me firsthand. It wasn't human input. Well, most of it was. But anyway, the earlier parts wasn't. Okay, so let's get. So we got a autosave here. Let's see how the RNG treats us, shall we?
For sure, for sure.
Yay!
Beautiful, just
Lovely
enough
stuff.
fuel.
All right.
So let's see what's our fuel like.
0.
Well, yeah, it's completely
0.
out now, so we got very lucky on those last 2 bursts. We're going to do the elevator skip, which is basically holding forwards and holding forwards and run, and then press E once, holding forwards and run still, and we just let you fall straight through. Easy peasy. So it saves you having to actually climb down an elevator. You can just they'll kind of just forget that your properties are on an elevator, and literally you just fall. It's fun. And now to semi-conclude this run through the fire and flames, we carry on. I always like to do that during my GDQ runs to make at least one Dragon Force reference because of all the fire. So I'm glad that I got to.
You know, as a metalhead, I mad respect for the run.
I got to make it in Corona Relief done quick. I'm gonna make it for the GDQ hotfix. I'm going to keep the trend going if we actually get back to it for SGDQ. So don't forget, me and Drex have submitted this run in isolation for a race for SGDQ. Hopefully we can get it in.
Good chance to plug it, yeah.
So we have submitted a steering wheel race. So both of us are going to would be racing on a steering wheel, but we won't be using the same steering wheel. He'll be using a completely different steering wheel with completely different method of mapping, and he's even got a lever for his gun shooting and stuff like that. It's a cool experience to watch.
It's gonna be really exciting. If it gets accepted, of course. We can't guarantee it'll be in, but we are ambitious.
We are doing novice, but obviously with an incentive, we could knock it up to nightmare. So we'll see what happens. But again, it's all up to the committee of GDQ if the run gets in. I look forward to hearing the feedback from the committee at some point soon. But keep an eye out. You never know. You never know. But again, if you guys have enjoyed watching this run today, and you don't know who I am, and you don't know who my commentator is, my name's Nico Hart. I'm a speedrunner, steering wheel speedrunner, variety streamer. I do I've been doing most of my gameplay of like any kind of game. I've been doing Yakuza, I did Undertale, I did Hades on a steering wheel. If you guys want to see some weird steering wheel action, and my friend Pal Dizzy here, come by and swing over to twitch.tv/Nico Hart. Drake, plenty of time to plug yourself as well.
Oh yeah, Nico's too kind, giving me the opportunity to plug myself. So I'm not nearly quite as professional of a streamer as Nico, but I still do it regularly.
You are professional. Come on now.
Well, I take it seriously, but I'm not partner or anything like that. But I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Right now at 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time, and I love doing a variety of speedrun content, casual playthroughs of horror games. I used to play a good deal of Dead by Daylight. Just kind of whatever's fun at the time. I also like games like Minecraft every now and again, and yeah, I'm kind of changing directions of the channel at the moment, so I can't even say exactly what you'll see, but I promise you'll like it. Twitch.tv/Drayux, DRAYUX. Yeah, it's up to you if you want to check it out, but greatly appreciated if you do.
So we're going to be trying to do a strategy which is extremely hard on a steering wheel, which is double pins. Double pins is easy on a mouse and keyboard, but on a steering wheel, it is not easy. So if we can get at least one, that is some straight up hog, and I want to see the claps because there's a whole setup. But essentially what is happening right now is we're trying to undock the Torrens from Sebastopol so that we can actually get out of here. But you know, it's not going to be that hard, easy of a situation, because we might come face to face with some xenomorphs in a moment. But I need your prayers and I need your blessings in the chats, because here's where double pins happens.
Nico, my guy, you got this. Double pins. I'm calling it already.
Here we go. Oh. We got it.
I think that's it.
I think we got it.
I think you did too.
Yep, we got a double pin. Okay, if we can get the second double pin. If we can get a second double pin.
Doubles.
We got it.
Dude!
Double pins.
Yes!
There it is.
Oh, if you were here, I'd give you the biggest high five, dude. I called it. I called it.
Oh my
The
God.
double pins.
Nice. Oh my God. No way in a
Epic.
marathon run I got double
The
pins.
most epic gaming moment of 2021 right there.
So, we've got some xenomorphs. They kind of figured out, oh, you're trying to explode Sebastopol. Oh, we don't want to let that happen. So, just before they actually get to a point of killing us, we managed to trigger the explosion. We're basically going to send Sebastopol off in a fiery death towards LV. I think it's LV426, isn't it?
KG-348.
Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, KG. Yeah, what he said. So we have now successfully gone to Torrens after being thrown into space, and hopefully we'll get the fast walk as well.
Skill 1, 2!
It's the makeup time from all those facehuggers.
I know, right? I know. So there is a strategy called, well, we don't know how we can actually get it. There's no real predictive way of getting it, but this is the fast walk. Basically, the fast walk is where you'll just suddenly start to like walking a little bit faster, and it takes you like 8.7 seconds, and that's pretty much it. Like that, there's nothing else really to say. Now, before we were going to contact Verlaine and like catch up with her, but instead we're greeted with a xenomorph. Time will be coming up very shortly, by the way. As soon as the screen goes to black, I'll call for time. So get ready, get ready.
Super scoop.
And time.
All right.
Not bad.
Dude,
Not
You
bad
actually
at
went
all.
under your regular estimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That would have been perfect for
Remember
the
in the
original.
beginning of the run when you, like... It went well. You picked it up very well. Very proud.
Dude, Nico, without mission 2, you would have got a new world record.
Yeah, I know. So this gives me more opportunity to maybe run it tomorrow and see if I can get that world record next time.
That it does. Speaking of which, so Nico, I know we've said a few times during the run, but if anyone wants to find you, where can they find you?
They can find me at twitch.tv/Nico Hearts. After I have managed to snooze for a little bit, because it is currently 6:49 a.m., I do need to get to bed immediately. I will try to do a stream for tomorrow with some Alien Isolation on the steering wheel. Try to do Nightmare No Major Glitches on the wheel. See if we can get a world record tomorrow, because this run proved otherwise with all of the stressors in between. We could, like, if there wasn't the M2 issues, we probably could get world records. So I'm going to see what I can do tomorrow. But if you guys have enjoyed myself, please go follow myself at Nico Hearts, twitch.tv/Nico Heart. And again, my lovely and wonderful commentator, Drex, please take some time to talk for yourself as well, man, yeah?
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Go for it. You went way underestimated. You have
talk for
time.
myself. Yeah, I guess as Nico said, I stream as well. I like to do some cool stuff as well. At one point, I ran Alien Isolation with a dance pad, and I'd be interested in breaking that out and again in the future as well. I love weird controls like Nico loves weird controls. I'm at twitch.tv/Drayux, DRAYUX. Of course, not a requirement to go check it out, but if you do, it's greatly appreciated. And Nico, thank you so much for inviting me to do commentary today.
Absolutely.
I really, really appreciate it. And Dice, thank you for being here. Richard, thank you so much for all the work on the tech and the fantastic effects on Nico's face. The car behind the green screen, and then Steve behind that just is honestly artwork, and I think it goes really underappreciated 99.9% of the time.
Well, again, thank you for both being here.
Thank you, Dice, for having me on, buddy.
buddy.
Thank you so much. And again, GDQ, thank you for having us on and considering us. And just thank you, seriously, everyone, for being here in the chat today as well. You guys are legends.
All right. Well, I do believe that that about wraps it up for this week's show. It was a fun time. Before we go, do you have anything else you both want to add?
I could probably add a little something that I'm working on. So I did mention earlier on about my new peripheral that I will be including into future streams after I come back properly on May the 10th, which is the Ultra Racer 64, which is basically it's sort of like a little peripheral that you'd normally use for racing games on the Nintendo 64 for more precision. Expect Super Mario 64 on the Ultra Racer 64 at some point at the end of May.
Hey, there you go.
I tried it out. It works perfectly. So we're gonna do 120 star.
All right. Well, that being said, I do want to thank you all for watching and enjoying us for another week of Speedruns from the Crypt. I don't know if the camera's on me yet, but if it is, you can see our little friend here who is giving Nico a little bit of trouble. he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but don't worry, we made friends. He's no longer clutching at half my face here during the run. As always, though, we'll be back in about 2 weeks with more spooky games. So if you like it, feel free to check us out here on Twitch. We're here every other Wednesday. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, and I think the next game that we do is gonna be back to some of the origins of horror in a sense. As well, if you want any information on the shows, for one, all of our Hotfix shows have information on gamesdonequick.com/hotfix, and you can find information about any of the Hotfix shows. As well, tomorrow is going to be the first step, starting around 7 p.m. EST, and that'll be It Takes Two with Hobbs and Keys. As well, if you just want more information on Speedruns from the Crypt, you can either just go to the Hotfix channels, or you can check me out at my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/icdices, or even Twitter, where very often I end up kind of giving hints to what episodes we end up having, and we'd love to have you there. Anyway, hope you have a good rest of the day and or night, and stay safe and spooky. We're also going to be finding someone to raid, so feel free to join us for that. But anyway, have a great night, everybody!